Domination. What up? What up? Fantasy Football Hustler back at you with fantasy news today. We got 2/3 of the Friday crew here right now. Bogard from the GMM Network will be in shortly. But we're here with my homie TD repping Fantasy Good Sports. What up, bro?
What's going on, bro?
Hyped. Not for the good news, but, just hyped that it's Friday, a.k.a. get high day. It's payday, for most people. Let's smoke it up, 420 crew. We got to talk about a lot of bullshit today, though. So I'm going to be smoking a lot throughout this show because a lot of random bullshit is happening. We'll start it off with your Cowboys. TD started off with Amari Cooper, who's missing Sunday's game. He's been added to the COVID reserve list. It's bullshit because it's like right at the end of the week, and now who knows what the hell happened and why it's coming up on a Friday instead of a Monday or a Tuesday. But what's your thoughts about this? How's it going to change this Sunday's game?
Not by much. Cedric Wilson is coming up into, he's going to be playing the slot. They're going to have Gallup and Cooper out wide. This offense is going to be efficient. As long as the offensive line is protecting that, they're going to be efficient. So it doesn't matter. Cooper, go ahead and get right. Just hopefully you can heal on some of your other nicks and bruises. So I think they're going to keep rolling. I still think they're going to win the game.
And then to piggyback off of what you just said right there, for the Cowboys, also Tyron Smith, they said pretty much his status for Sunday is going to be determined by Saturday.
Yeah. So, Tyron Smith has been out. We've been doing pretty good without him. But when he comes back, it takes us to a whole nother level. You can tell Dak just has plenty of time to throw the ball and make decisions. So, I think I just want him to be healthy. As a fan, I just want him to be healthy. But, yeah.
And shout out to everyone who is in the chat right now. So we got C-Dog up in the building, Zen in the building, Antonio in the building. What up, bro? Vanessa in the building. What up? We'll get back to your super chat in one sec. Axelcution in the building. Who's this? Brian Ortega in the building. Perry said, what up? What up? Been waiting all morning. Here we go. We are here. We are here. I'm a bot says, hey, yo, bruh. And JC Money Design says, what kind of idiot doesn't know it's Friday? That graphic artist sucks. Boo that man. And Zeb, what up, bro? Amy, what up? And we'll get to more of that news here real soon. Who else up in here? Devin just showed up. What up, bro? It's time to smoke. It's about to be 4:20 on the East Coast in a few minutes. And here we go. Vanessa with the super chat. Appreciate you. She says, I have a 2-part question I said in a separate message because it was too long for this one. Perfect. Mitchell most likely out. My backups are Jamal Williams, Alex Collins, both questionable. Do I wait and see what happens or pick up Jay Wilson Jr. or Foreman? I'm worried if I wait, they will be gone. Yeah, you better do something now. So the official news on Elijah Mitchell. Let me pull it up here. So he had finger surgery on Tuesday. They kind of kept that under wraps because we didn't hear about. I didn't hear about that until this morning. And so they said he's going to be a game time decision. This is from John Lynch. He said also his surgically repaired finger might not be functional enough to play by then, but they said he's been doing so good that he at least earns that right to take it down to game day. But he just got slabbed with the doubtful tag. So we see that on a Friday where I just always assume they ain't playing.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to play him if he does play.
Yeah, that's surgically. I mean,
Jeff Wilson probably gonna get 75% of the touches.
And I know that like a lot of times we're just thinking about him carrying the ball and stuff, but could you imagine trying to block a defensive end coming in there trying to smash Jimmy G with his broken ass finger?
Exactly.
Could make it a lot worse. So, I mean, if they don't have anything to play for anyways. Like, why would they do anything to make it worse for him? Like, they need his finger to get back to 100.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm going to say pick up. I like Wilson's upside a little bit more than Foreman. I mean, we saw what Foreman did last week, and it's going to be a lot of ugly, like, grinding volume. Like, he's a volume play that's not going to be too efficient.
I still think Adrian Peterson is going to snipe some touchdowns from him because they're not going to have AP on this team just to be sitting back there just to get 3 carries a game. He's going to be getting the green zone touches. So Deontay Foreman, hopefully in PPR, he can get 3 or 4 catches for you, and maybe have 70 yards on the ground. That's what I see.
70 on the ground seems like that's a lot. Like right now, I mean, what do you have last week? Like 30, something like that, and that already seems like it's getting to a peak of what he's going to be able to put up.
He just outplayed everybody. I thought he would have a bigger role. That's why kind of people are trying to play him. He might have a bigger role, but that's the best. I still think Adrian Peterson gets a couple carries on the goal line.
Yeah, and really that's what's going to keep AP even flex relevant, and that's what makes Foreman like a little bit less flex relevant because these flex guys, I mean, they're real nice when they get a touchdown, but they don't get that TD, and a lot of times we get pissed off at them.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're on the 49ers, I will mention that Debo has been cleared to play on Sunday. So even though he was limited all week, they said that he's going to play on Sunday.
You can't doubt Debo.
No. Once you doubt him, he's going to come up and snatch your chain. All right. How about a little bit of fallout from the Falcons? So they made sure to mention they don't have an update on Ridley's availability just yet. I think this is coming up on like the 3 weeks on the NFL. The non-injury, whatever the hell IR he's on, the non-injury one. So nothing about him. And they said corduroy pimping is day to day as of right now. So sounds a little bit more promising the day after the game than it did last week. And hopefully this 10 days of rest does him well.
Yeah, they need him bad. And I made light of it yesterday, but somebody said that he should be MVP of the NFL. And I agree. Atlanta offense and Matt Ryan looked totally different when Cordell Patterson was out there. So they need him to come back. And I think he does play this coming up week.
And that's what's crazy because we know that the MVP of the league, it's always, I mean, it's a quarterback driven, award. It just always is. But I feel like obviously the team has to do good. But if they made it to the playoffs on the strength of corduroy pimping Patterson, like he's not there, the team scores 0 and they literally can't move the ball.
Exactly.
Like when he comes back next week, they're going to be able to move the ball a lot more than they did this week. That's for sure. But if they come out and they throw up like 28 points or something like that, and he has 3 touchdowns, like, we're starting that campaign, corduroy pimping for MVP. And it was funny because we did a mid-season like fantasy awards, and it was on one of me and Bogard's homies channel like last week. Corduroy wasn't even in the MVP talks, and somehow he left with the MVP mid-season award. So that's how good he is and how valuable he is for everyone.
Yeah. I hate for his career nobody used him the correct way. I hate that, man.
Yeah, and I mean, I mentioned it over and over on this show, and I'll keep mentioning it again. I've been on corduroy since 2013 when I called for him to have his breakout season with the Minnesota Vikings. There were a bunch of people who were on that train way back when, but everything was just lining up for it to be that way. And they still just treated him like a normal, like wide receiver.
Yep, talking about he can't run routes, but nobody can never tackle him one-on-one. I mean, I'm like, damn. I mean, that's why I love guys like Andy Reid, man, and stuff like that, guys. Because Tyreek Hill, he owed his career to Andy Reid. Tyreek Hill could have been like a gadget guy, something like that. So you got to be able to take these guys and mold them into like Debo, mold them to like that type of frame, into that type of role on offense. I think it's what's coming, and that's what's needed.
And especially with guys who are so fast and so elusive. Yes. I mean, like if we're just thinking about like backyard football, like let's take it back to like, some unscripted shit. You're just literally trying to toss it to that person. It doesn't even matter how far the toss is. Get it into that person's hand and let them just take it to the house. Like, why don't they understand that there's guys like that in the NFL? Like, you're going to be way better giving it to them 1 yard away from the quarterback than 30 yards down the field, because the quarterback still has to put it in the perfect place.
Yep, and they learned it. That's why you see that's how Wes Welker came into this league. Wes Welker he was going to be on his way out, and then Bill Belichick said, "You know what? Can't nobody guard this guy. He's quick and fast." And he just started running that route every time, and he came in. So the NFL is ever changing, man. So hopefully we're gonna have guys that can continue to get guys like Debo, Kadarius Toney, couple of the other guys and be able to situate their talents.
Yep. All right. And he made it after his technical difficulties. Bogard Scott free in the building. What up? What up? All right. And then we got Vanessa's question in here. Said, also, would you play any of these guys I mentioned over Bateman in the flex spot? Wasn't going to ruin your mojo this time. Wanted to see how long you were going to hold it.
I tried to pull a Nardward. Hey, let's not put Kadarius Toney in the same same sentence as Debo. Let's not do that yet.
TD
I'll
loves
say,
him. TD
I know.
loves him.
I'll say yet because I'll reserve the right to change my opinion on him. But you know what I'm saying? Tony has a lot to prove.
That's but he already did broke records.
What records? Hold on, I need to hear this.
13 catches for 189.
Oh, that's a Giants record?
Yeah, I think that's an NFL record.
For a rookie?
I think it broke Anquan Bolden. Yeah, for a rookie. I think it broke Anquan Bolden's record.
I thought Anquan Bolden had like a 200-yard outing as a rookie.
I thought that was
and it was like 12 catches. So you might be right there about the most catches.
Okay, so that's what it is. Record amount of catches for a rookie.
Yeah, in a single game, yeah.
I mean,
records.
That's a lot for anyone. That's a lot for anyone, let alone a rookie. Like, what was that biggest game? Was it like Brandon Marshall, like 20 catches or something in a game?
Yeah. No, it was T.O. and he beat
T.O.
Yeah, and he beat Jerry Rice's record in front of Jerry Rice on Jerry Rice's last game as a Niner. And like Mooch, shout out to Mooch because he's a fucking idiot because he's the guy that passed on Brady. But Mooch, so he's on the sideline and Jerry Rice, it's his last game. He has no catches in the game. You know, T.O. breaks his record and Jerry Rice there with a towel over his head. And he's like, this is supposed to be my day, Mooch. You know what I mean? He's trying to say it like on the low, but everyone heard. You know what I mean?
And that was the 20. And then that was broken by Brandon Marshall. So he has the record right now for a single game. 21 catches. It was 2009.
Here's the one thing about records too, man, is you gotta be careful with records sometimes because like White Mike has a record for the Jets. You know what I mean? Like we're not
White Mike has a jersey in the NFL Hall of
Fame. He really does though.
And Vanessa, sorry about that. So the second part of the question, would you play any of these guys I mentioned over Bateman in my flex spot? No way. Bateman's back to practice. So for everyone who was nervous yesterday about the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, Marquis Brown, Rashad Bateman, all playing today. They're all good to go. I don't know what they said. It was like a cold for Lamar Jackson. That's what the illness was.
I'm always just going to assume it's IBS. You know what I mean? Irritable bowel syndrome.
Me too. He got a serious case of that, man.
Yeah. I'm not even saying it as a joke. I think this is like a real thing. Yeah.
I'm smiling about it because I'm serious. I agree with you.
I've had some bubble guts here and there. You know, you don't want to be playing. You don't want to be practicing with bubble guts.
I wonder is he eating fast food or something, man? I mean, what is he eating?
Well, who knows what the hell he's eating, but I know that every single Ravens player is sick of practice because that's when everyone on their team gets hurt.
It's true.
Fuck that. Their practices are a death sentence. So, yeah, fuck all that. All of their players who are out for the season got injured in practice.
Yeah.
Could you imagine one of them getting injured on a Wednesday or a Thursday practice? Like, I bet none of these guys are going to be practicing on a Wednesday or Thursday the rest of the season.
Booking. I mean, look at Bobby Tree's torn ACL in practice. You know, over the years we've seen this. You know, Deshaun Watson tore his ACL in practice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's got to be the worst feeling in the world for a coach.
Bridgewater almost lost his life in practice.
Yeah, he was just jogging onto the field apparently, like going into practice, just
jogging onto the field.
And his whole
I think that was somebody else. I think Teddy was going back and he planted. That and I heard that story too that you saying, Bogard. I think that was another guy.
I might be mixing it up with Tannehill because I know Tannehill tore his MCL walking onto the practice field too.
Walking onto the practice field. What the fuck? You can't even walk right without breaking your knee. Damn.
I mean, you know, a lot of these cases, and like, I'm not an athlete, but I just pay attention to things that's happened over the years, and like, sometimes those non-contact ones, it could be just like this thing was on the verge of popping. You know what I mean? It was already worn. It was already, you know what I mean? And it's not like they're getting their knees checked every time. They're getting it if they get an injury. But maybe there's a way they could diagnose like, hey man, your MCL is about to pop any minute. Like, I wonder if there's ways they could indicate this just so they could, or maybe it's bad because then maybe that would fuck up a mental of a player. Like he'd be afraid to cut knowing that he has a thin ass ACL or something. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why they don't, right?
It's got to be a double-edged sword, but it's got to be a double-edged sword. But could you imagine if there was something that like just tells you what your ACL is getting a little bit weaker, it's a little bit thinner, like something it needs to rest for a week or two, or like anything like that, that'd be. I mean, like ACLs don't ruin careers anymore.
People be getting it. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get the surgery before my shit rip. That way, my rehab is quicker.
Right? like think about Aaron Jones, man. That's scary because this is like the third time I can remember in his career he has a sprained MCL. That's like it might be like a ticking time bomb. You know what I mean? Like,
hell yeah, we got a couple super chats. Got a couple super chats that just came in here. Let's shout it out to Lucas. What up? Throwing in 2 super chats in here. Good looking, and said, would you start Latavius Murray or Adrian Peterson? Jeremy McNichols is out for Sunday, by the way. I didn't even hear that one. Jeremy McNichols is almost someone I don't even want to talk about. The fall from grace has been so far.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? If Latavius Murray, what's his practice report today? Because I know he wasn't removed off the injury report.
Let me go double check that because I think he was limited, but let me go triple check.
And like, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say this because I like Latavius Murray under the pretenses that I want to view them as a running ass team, but Freeman's probably still the guy because he's more better in their passing game. You know what I mean? Because this is a team that's gonna throw a lot, and the guy who's gonna lead them every week in rushing is gonna be Lamar.
Yep. And so Latavius Murray, he's been limited all week with the ankle injury.
Yeah, so there's a possibility he don't even play.
Yep. And this news just came in a couple minutes ago. Alvin Kamara officially ruled out for Sunday's game. We already knew that was going to happen. I mean, if you guys have been tapped in, when you practice on a Wednesday and then you don't practice on a Thursday, like you can almost know he's not playing.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go on the limb here too and say that the Eagles, while they're catching a little bit of fire, I think they get their first home win of the year against these Saints.
Yep.
And then next week they have the Giants, then they have their bye week, then I think it's Washington after that, and then the Giants again, and I think they have the last tough game on paper really is the Cowboys. Like, and here's another kicker. The rest of the way, they only got one more road game. So they could make a run here. I mean, they've been able to establish a run, right? And that's without Miles Sanders, and he's clearly a better running back than all those guys. So now that they got things clicking, I kind of like Miles Sanders as a buy low because that schedule's so soft.
Depends on how much they hate him, because like when Miles
I think
Sanders,
everyone hates him though.
It's like Kenny Gainwell is gonna it's weird. Like they won't play Kenny Gainwell when Bernard Scott is in there, or when Boston Scott's in there. But now when Miles Sanders comes back, it's like they're gonna put him in there a bunch. I don't understand. I don't understand. If he's good enough to play with Sanders, shouldn't he be good enough to play when Scott's out there too? And Dante, good looking on the super chat, bro. He said flex standard. Cooks, Lockett, or Bateman?
Cooks, Lockett, or Bateman? I'm gonna go Lockett here, man. Because Lockett, he gets the big one. I mean, it's close between Lockett and Bateman here, but I'm going Lockett.
All three of them are solid plays. But Lockett has the boom, but I know you don't like the Russell Wilson situation. I don't like it. So I'm gonna ride with that a little bit. And I'm gonna tell you to go with Bateman. I like Bateman. I like his route running. Even when he's not getting the ball, he's separating. I think Lamar, this is gonna be his go-to guy. But Marquis Brown still is gonna be fine, but Bateman's going. So I would say Bateman, bro.
Lamar does play out of his mind coming off of irritable bowel syndrome. Like this is facts.
That's every week though that he has that.
Yeah.
He comes down and balls.
Like he's gonna have to get that nickname. What was the guy's name in American Pie? Shit break, right? Like Wednesday and Thursday are his shit breaks.
Right.
And so I think I'm going with Paul Finch. There we go.
Yeah.
I think I'm going with Lockett. And the reason why though is because Russ was looking for him so much, like deep in the end zone. Like, I mean, he got a bunch of targets, and a lot of times it wasn't Russ's or Lockett's fault that Lockett couldn't get it. There was some good defense that was happening. And, maybe a little bit of the touch on Russ's ball that wasn't there. Maybe that made a little bit of a difference, but I just don't think the Cardinals secondary is going to play out of their mind as the Packers did last week. So I'm going to say go Lockett. Yeah. And I love Bateman this week, and Cooks is all right. But I'm going to be telling a lot of people to be firing up Bateman. C-Dog, put your question back in here. I saw the super chats in there. So we hopped down, but put your question in there. We'll answer it before you got to go to work. And how about some, good-ish news, because we'll see how it all plays out. But for the Browns, Nick Chubb, Demetric Felton, they're off COVID reserve. Stefanski says Nick Chubb is good to go. Really, if you got Nick Chubb, you're starting him. But Bogard, what say you about Dearness Johnson?
I would play him over Adrian Peterson. I would play him over, I'd probably play him over the Eagles running backs. I think he's still we've seen the guys that come off legit COVID, like have it legit symptoms and all that. They're not, as spry that first week. So I think that, there'll be some load sharing here versus like they just give it all to Chubb. You know what I mean?
What do you think, TD?
I don't know. I guess over Adrian Peterson, I would go out. I would roll out with Dearness. But last time this happened, I think Chubb came off an injury, which might be a little bit different. Chubb got all those carries, and Dearness didn't even have 3 points. So I don't know about that.
Dearness actually got the 2 goal line carries that game, and he ran one in for 17 yards to the house. So, you know what I mean? There's that. You know what I mean?
He did score. He scored.
Yeah, that immediate game when he came back. Yeah.
I thought Chubb had
Chubb went crazy, but it was the following game when Chubb went really crazy. He had the 2 touchdowns and the 100 and whatever.
Yeah, what did Dearness have that game?
No, nothing.
That was one. So it was week 9 versus the Bengals. That was the week when Chubb went crazy, right?
Yeah.
And that was his second week back.
That was the second week back. And then and I mean, I just don't think this is a David Montgomery Herbert situation where you know what I mean? Where when David Montgomery came back, it was all him. You know what I mean? Just because this is COVID. This is unless he gets out there and he's just hot, and then then you fuck everything I just said. But I'm going with the side that I think he's an okay flex, low end flex.
Yeah, here's how it's played out for Dearness. So he had 20 plus points in that week in the week versus Denver, balled the fuck out. And then Chubb comes back the next week after that. He had 9.9 points. That's when he had 4 attempts for 22 yards, had the touchdown. That's really what saved him was that touchdown because barely had 10, not even 10 points. Then the week after that, Chubb goes off. He has 1 point, 1.6 points. And then last week, we know what happened as well. So if there's a method to the madness, the method might be, he's a better flex play than Adrian Peterson or all these dumpster divers that you're going to be going for at a flex spot. But anywhere from maybe 5 to 10 points is, what we could bank on him for at most.
Yeah, maybe a couple receptions. I mean, or how does that Demetric Felton come in? I don't know, man.
I would think 50-50.
And also the matchup, bro. It's against the Lions. I think maybe even he might have some extreme efficiency if he has when he has limited touches, because he's not gonna touch the ball more than Chubb, I would still assume. You know what I mean?
So that first game that Chubb came back, he had 4 touches, 4 attempts, and 4 rush attempts, and then only 1 reception, 3 targets. So really only 7 opportunities, to touch the ball that game.
Yeah. I'd say 8 to 10 is probably where you know what I mean? That's a game too, out of hand. That game right there. This one's another game that it should get out of hand.
The week after that, the one when he did bad, he had 8 attempts. He only had 16 yards. Didn't have any receptions, anything like that.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the Lions, though. So that's a good point that it is the Lions. That makes me think of garbage time.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Baker's all the way fucked up right now. I think he legit has like 4 injuries right now that he's nursing. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're gonna do their Browns thing and try to run like hell.
Yeah. So let's see. C-Dog, before he gets out of here to go to work, said my running backs are J-Rob, Jeff Wilson, Fournette. My wide receivers are DK, Hollywood, Thielen. I need 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. Well, I'm going Fournette and J-Rob. I'm going DK and Thielen, and I'm going Hollywood as the flex. For right now, answer could change, though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with you. I'm a backpack off you, that's my answer too. Like even if Mitchell played, I wouldn't want to play a banged up Mitchell. Like I like the matchup for Brown, so that's the guy. Yeah, I would definitely play all 3 receivers and then Fournette and damn, what was it? Fournette and Robs. Yep, J-Rob.
It's really just, I mean, out of all this, it's really just sit one player. That's what it is.
I will go with Jeff Wilson.
As the one you're sitting?
Yeah, that's the guy that I'm gonna play. Jeff Wilson and Fournette. He said 2 running backs, right?
Yeah. So and out of all these 6 players, we're picking 5. So really, just you pick one to sit.
Yeah. So I'll probably sit Hollywood.
Okay. And those are, I mean, those were the last 2 I was debating on too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
There we go. And C-Dog said, y'all the best channel on YouTube. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for tapping in. Have fun at work if you can.
Yeah, man, get the bag. Yeah.
Smoke a lot of weed on your break.
Anytime you don't like working, you hate your job, just remind yourself about the bag. You know what I mean? Because that's that's what it's all about.
In and out with the bag. There we go. And what up, David? What's going on, bro? All right, so we're going to get to some questions here in a little bit. We're going to go back a little bit. I'm just going to look and see who's asking what, but hold off on your start-sit questions. We're going to be getting to those in a little bit here. We got a bunch more news to cover. And before we change off of the Browns, Donovan Peoples-Jones is back at practice. With everything they got going on with Baker, I mean, I feel like you got to be kind of nervous to play him in the flex one way or another.
I'm only comfortable with playing like the tight ends, and even then it's a guessing game, right? But or maybe even Landry's okay because everything is short. Like Baker's, and everything's coming out fast and everything's coming out short.
It's definitely not okay.
Yeah,
Baker's not okay. And actually, sorry, forgot about Rock Out. Got a super chat in here. What up, bro? Said 2 flexes: Michael Carter, Bateman, Jeff Wilson Jr., Kirk, and they just ruled out Hopkins, and Mitchell might not be a go either. The more time that goes on, like I don't think Mitchell's playing.
Yeah, I mean in this instance, I'm gonna go Bateman and Wilson.
I'm gonna do the same.
Yeah.
Well, wait, we got Michael Carter there too.
It's just I don't like.
You don't got the game script that Jeff Wilson got, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, so my answer could change. I mean, right now I'm assuming that Mitchell's not playing, and that's why I'm going to put in Wilson and Bateman. That's where I'm rolling.
Yeah, and what's his name? Carter. It's man, I don't know how it's going to look with Flacco. Even though I can judge on historically what he likes to do, and that's throw at the running backs. There's still 2 of them. I'd rather always lean towards the guy who gets majority of the load, and that should be Wilson here.
Woo woo. And Slim74, good looking on the super chat, said all-time leader receptions for running backs at South Florida University. Junkyard Dog DeErnest, a secret hunt roll. Hey.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. It's just they just don't throw the ball at the running backs like that in general. You know what I mean? Like they do, like maybe 4 or 5 times a game. I mean, maybe that's a thing when Hunt's there more so because he's Hunt. But yeah, shout out to the Junkyard Dog.
Yeah. And what up, Stativelli, King Yada? So Stativelli, he's one of the coaches on our crew as well, just so you guys know every time he's coming through. And so Mitchell out this Sunday. Not as of right yet, but he had surgery on Tuesday. They said his surgically repaired finger might not be functional enough for him to get in the game. This sounds like some Shanahan-isms, making it seem like it's possible that he's going to play when no fucking way he's going to play.
Mm-hmm. I bet you Shanahan cheats on his wife a lot, and then she asks him, he just goes, "Nope."
Like he go like cheating on his wife by like going to McDonald's on the way home before she cooks.
Yeah, like they're really like his wife's vegetarian and he just eats meat behind her back all day.
And David said Hopkins ruled out, making me nervous about Kyler starting, even though he can probably play. They'd be pretty stupid to play Kyler in this game. Why not hold him out the extra week? These guys are like Super Bowl contenders, not just playoff contenders. One win or loss doesn't make or break their playoffs. So,
you know how coaches have coach speak? Players are also trained to not say certain things. For example, Aaron Rodgers at this point in his career, he don't give a fuck. He'll say what he wants when he wants, right? Because he's filter. He has no filter these days, right? And so he got asked by AJ Hawk if he's going to come back to the Packers, next year. Like, what's the percentage chance? And he said no comment. And then Aaron Rodgers goes on to say, when they teach you your training, they teach you never to say no comment. So when they're asking Kyler Murray, how are you feeling? He says, I'm okay. I'm getting closer. Like, there's no way he's going to ever say anything opposite of that. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like, and I just don't think it's smart for them they're not in dire strengths to rule him out. To run him out.
Let me see here.
They probably watching that film of Wilson in the snow, and they're like, you know what, we might got this without you. You know what I mean?
And so David said, is Marquis Brown playing? He practiced today. Yeah, I think he's good to go. He is good.
He's one of those guys too, man. Youngster, but they give him veteran treatment because like he's always banged up, and they need him. He opens up everything underneath. Yep. Like it's
Yep.
Everyone's getting hurt in practice, like I said. So the way you stop that, less practice days.
Practice.
Practice.
All right, let's see. And and also we haven't heard any news about Budda Baker just yet, but I don't think he was practicing either. So you don't practice on a Friday, you're probably not playing on Sunday. So that's something else we got to monitor for anyone who has Budda Baker in IDP.
I like this for the receiving options a lot because he is a guy that gets into coverage too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I'm sitting Arizona defense this week.
Yeah, I mean, if Budda Baker doesn't play, it just makes it a little bit easier to sit them. That's for sure.
Would you sit Connor?
Nah,
I don't think so.
More emphasis on the run. If your quarterback, even if Kyler gets out there, I think that's even better.
Yeah, if Kyler's out there, I know Connor will be okay, even with a hobble collar. But what about
Seattle?
Seattle's so ass against the run, though. They have been all year.
Yeah.
It's a divisional game. You know how divisional games is.
It's true. They come out looking like different and shit.
Yeah, if Russell connect early and they get down, they could struggle.
I mean, look at the Falcons last week against the Saints, right? Then they go and they play on it. Then on a short week, they look like a team that shouldn't have beat the Saints. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They look like a team that should barely be in the NFL right now.
Alabama will whoop them up.
No, ain't no way they would smash Alabama.
You think Alabama would get smashed by the Falcons?
Listen, grown men, man. Grown men grabbing you and they lift weights, grown men.
They need to do that just one time because we always.
I ain't never seen it. The Pittsburgh Steelers when it gets to college all-stars, like in like the 80s.
Hell no, man. No, never saw that. I didn't see that on ESPN.
I remember I was about 2 years old.
In college, the college team whooped them.
The college team whooped them.
Yeah, the college team whooped them. It was like, who was on that team? It was a lot of Hall of Fame, but I think it was the 70s. As a matter of fact, it was in the 70s. It was with Terry Bradshaw, Being Joe.
I was gonna say, it probably would have been the 70s because they were the team of the 70s that would be like, hey, let's. And you know what's crazy too is I could imagine getting you wouldn't need to do much to get film on the Steelers, right? Because you watch them on TV, so you'd be able to get television film, whatever have you. Getting the college film back then was really tough. So, and it was a collective of players. So you would have to go and like, to scout these guys, you'd have to find film from each school. That's probably why they got smacked.
Yeah. Yeah. And those guys are actually rookies. A lot of those guys are going to play in the pro game anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if it's the All-Stars, most of them are going pro, if not all of them anyways. But still, I mean, I'd like to see that though, Alabama versus like the Jaguars or some shit like that. Whoever's the worst.
The Jets.
And you know what? The corners going to be getting toasted.
Oh yeah. And here's another thing that I thought would always be cool. If whoever is fighting for the number one, overall draft pick, if instead of like having like the what's it called? The Pro Bowl, because that shit's always whack anyways. Like, what if we had the two shittiest teams who are battling it out, for that number one draft pick? Like, they have to play on the instead of that.
Okay, yeah.
I guess
I want to say something. This is off subject, but not. How the fuck does the NBA do their shit? I don't fucking get it.
Lottery?
Yeah, but I don't get how that shit works.
So it's whoever get the highest lottery picks, you get more balls in the bag.
Okay, that's how it is.
Yeah. So if I finish in last place, I'm gonna have 75% of the balls in the bag. Unless I sold my draft.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. That's actually kind of fun.
Yeah, it keeps people from tanking. Sometimes you can do all that, and then that 25 or that 10% will get picked, and they finished like seventh. So they got seventh.
If it keeps people from tanking, what's up with the 76ers? They've been tanking for years.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can still tank, but you don't know. You might not get the.
I think it's just them always not being like, legit for real. Like, okay. Someone said today on Sports Me, they were like, Matt Ryan and the Falcons, they should just tank the rest of the way. I'm like, what do you mean they should tank? They're going to try to play and they won't win. You know what I mean? Like if you try to tell a player, hey, everyone, we're going to tank. All these motherfuckers who are planning to go elsewhere next year, they're like, fuck that. I'm going to play my ass off. This is my resume. You know what I mean?
Different too. You can get hurt out there. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, it's different. You can't take
I'm going to fake tackle this guy and then he fucking just burrows over you and breaks your ribs.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, I what was it in that movie Little Big League where the little kid takes over, the managerial spot. And one of their best pitchers is going out there sucking. And it was a ploy to get them to trade him. He was like, I don't know. I guess I'm forgetting the scouting reports and maybe you should just trade me. And he's like, nope, we're going to play you. And he was like, you know why we're going to play you and you're going to do good? He was like, what's the going rate for a middle-aged pitcher that can't get anybody out? And then he goes out and he like strikes out the side and shit. Cause like, no matter what, the players don't care about like, if a player's checked out, they're still checked in on their contract. And the better you do, the more you're going to get paid. So if you go out there and you play like shit, that means you're not going to get paid that much for the next time you get your contract is due.
Yeah, and that's why, like, a lot of the veteran quarterbacks at one point, they're like, I need the fuck out of here. Like Russell Wilson, there's going to be a real decision made here next year.
Hell yeah.
Because this is last year. So, Pete Carroll's either going to have to trade him away or they got to move on from crazy old Pete. You know what I mean? Something's got to change there.
If I was them, I would trade Russell Wilson and get 3 first-round picks and then and then get me a top running back and play Pete Carroll ball and then build on to their defense.
It's going to be hard to run the ball with a shitty-ass line, though.
I mean, that I guess.
I would spend some of those draft picks and wheel and deal in the free agency to try to build up a because Pete Carroll want a good offensive line. He'd rather have a great defense than to build an offensive line.
So getting rid of Russell is going to allow you to do a lot of these things too, like in free agency, because you're not going to be a draw for a free agent lineman to be like, oh, I'm going to go there and win. But you are a draw if they can go there and reset the market, right? Like, okay, I'll go there to the shitty restarted reboot Seahawks if I'm the most paid left tackle or whatever. And that's probably what they're going to be in for because Dwayne Brown's banged up. He's never, they traded for him years ago and he never really panned out.
He was already done. He was already
exactly.
Yeah.
Do they try to move Jamal Adams too? I mean, he's kind of a waste over there right now.
He got a big contract.
Turn him out at linebacker.
Huge.
Turn him out at the weak side linebacker.
Yeah, see, and here's another thing too is like that's got to be a case where there's a Super Bowl contender where like, all right, we'll take on his contract, Jamal Adams, and then like say he reunites with Todd Bowles, the coach who was there with the Jets when they drafted him. Maybe they make that move, and then you have someone like Tom Brady that'd be like, yeah, I'll restructure my shit to bring him in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because
no other youngsters are going to do that. It's got to be a veteran who like Aaron Rodgers, wherever he goes next year. I mean, he's going to get traded, and he's going to have to get extended immediately, right?
Well, I think I think Dylan is not going to keep him there.
I don't know.
I mean, I'd say the combination of the defense and Dylan, because the defense sucking for the longest time. And we talked about this on one of the shows earlier in this week. If the defense is that bad and Aaron Rodgers has to go out there every single drive and put the team on his back, makes it a lot harder.
So you don't think like TJ Watt, has the same allure in the Steelers and like Najee Harris and all those weapons, Deontay Johnson, Juju on the beat.
Yes, I think that's a great idea until you get AJ Dillon. Like I agree. That's what I thought it was over. I was like, he's going to Pittsburgh. But AJ Dillon and that defense, like Hustler saying, all together, man, it's kind of like, okay. And then he got him by the balls now too. So I do 1-year deals with you. And he got him, and I think Green Bay would take that because they know Jordan Love they don't have anybody else. Like Jordan Love is not going to get it.
And I think as much as Aaron Rodgers hates the Packers at times, that's still his home. As much as he may have a chip on his shoulder, I think that is a big move for anyone in their latter years to make that decision themselves.
I think not winning the big one this year with Green Bay is probably the biggest thing that brings him back. If he wins this thing, bro, I think he's done.
That's what I'm gonna say. If he wins, that means
he's like, I
might just want to leave. What if he could win a Super Bowl and be like, all right, fuck you guys, I'm out. I'm going to the Steelers, and then that's something that's never been done.
And here's another reason why I say if he wins, he's out is because then it becomes a thing like, all right, if you stay, we owe you 30+ million. We got all these, and then they have to extend him too.
Whoa.
Because he only has 1 year.
Whoa. Well, hold on. We got to stop everything. All right. Thanks for telling me, Stativelli. It's official. Chris Carson, his 2021 season is over.
Yep.
We're not taking any victory laps, but we knew because
I felt kind of sad when you said that right now.
His neck, man, it is not in a good place. If he comes back and gets hurt, we're talking about potentially paralyzed for life.
You know what I called him? I called him the Muscle Mountain. That was my nickname for him because he just looks like a mountain of muscles. And once you start chipping away and out at that mountain, right, and chiseling and he keeps deteriorating. It's just I'm surprised he lasted this long. It's almost like the injuries he sustained kept mileage off of him because he would miss time. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense?
TD said it from the beginning, and I'll just let him say exactly what he said when we first heard about this injury.
Yep. I think Pete Carroll, them in the offseason and the doctors, they talk about this. Just think of any given Sunday. They knew about this. But Pete Carroll loves his running backs that gave up their body for him. He's gonna make sure that he can get paid. And they was like, okay, he got a possibility. Okay, yeah, we'll pay him because he deserved this. And then they flared up to it, got to that spot where they're like, oh, damn, it's here. And they just trying to squeeze everything they can to try to make sure, give him every opportunity to come back because this is a career. This is sensitive. So they was like, okay, yeah, man, we're going to try to do everything we can. But they know it. They don't, and nobody wants this. Nobody wants to put out a guy and he goes out there and try to run over a guy and he falls out. And they have to.
You think Le'Veon Bell goes to the Seahawks?
Huh?
You think Le'Veon Bell goes there just to get a bag, maybe? Because I don't think he would go there thinking that they're going to contend.
I think Pete Carroll it's a lot of other running backs out there. I think it's over for Le'Veon. But yeah, so that's what I think about the Chris Carson. I think it's career over, but he at least, guys, I'm happy he got his bag, right? I'm not really mad. Maybe I'm being disingenuous, but he got his bag. Like he got 15, or how much was it, Bogard? How much did he get this year?
I think it was like upwards of 12 million. Like I don't know what the guarantees was. I think it was like maybe like half that was guaranteed.
10-5.
10-5, there it was. And I think he got 6 guaranteed, right?
5.5 was the
5.5. That's fucking up. That's solid.
And if he might can get the whole 12 because of the under the like player thing that they got. Clause.
Well, but there's definitely in the contract of like if you retire due to when you retire
an injury, yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? There's got to be something in there about, you know what I mean, where it's like, because now it's become where you're medically unable, they're never going to medically clear you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And Jonathan said, I just released Alex Collins, and I'm an Island boy. Said, you think I should stash Collins on the bench?
Yes.
Yeah, keep him on the bench. Yes. Still not that good of a play from week to week, but still better on your bench than in someone else.
He has a pulse, and like, I mean, listen, hear what I'm saying, but you don't necessarily have to do this. Like, if you do have an extra spot, start speculating with maybe even a Rashad Penny. You know what I mean?
There you go, Bogard. Listen, in order for this team to get better, this run game will be stabilized, and so I'm going to try to have a part of that. So I will go get Alex Collins or Rashad Penny. Who knows? You know how this year been going with running backs.
It just sucks because Alex Collins like looks better than Rashad Penny, but Alex Collins, it's annoying because I really feel like they're so scared of because they always get hurt with their running backs that he's not practicing every week, and that just annoys me because I had to remind myself yesterday on the show, like, you know what, Alex Collins ain't practicing, he still gets in the game, so I'm not too worried. You know what I mean? It just sucks that you might have to weight that thing down. So maybe even, and if there is no Alex Collins, then Penny's got to be some type of play. I mean, Travis Homer's like a pass catching guy. DJ Dallas is a punt returner / special team. And you know what I mean? Like, it's just, maybe it's just saying all that out loud is kind of ugly, all the way around.
Yeah. And Second Take Extra said, we need a super chat, bruh. It's coming. He needs how many more watch hours you need to get there?
100.
There we go. So that means every time you see TD going live, that means set up your phone to watch him, set it up on your computer, set it up on multiple things so you can help increase.
Okay, I got it. You ready for this, TD?
What's up?
So you go on a Saturday marathon, a day with TD, and you just live stream everything you're doing for the day.
Well, yeah, and what I was going to do Sunday, I was going to wake up early because I wake up early every Sunday. I was going to wake up about 6 o'clock and just go live until about 11. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe the only reason why I stopped going live because I have to go and check my lineups because they change players and shit, and I can't go in with no dud ass lineup. I didn't done that shit and put money on that shit. So,
and especially if you're going live for that long, just have a little time when you're already going through and doing your lineups, and people can help you set yours.
Well, I use my phone for my camera.
Okay,
I don't like using the laptop. I done got phone savvy, but you're right. I can't use my laptop though.
Hey, fellas, I'm going to tap back in because I'm going to go into the HQ. I'll see you in a little bit.
Sounds good. All right, and Slim74 said grabbing Ertz during the bye week when
he was dropped.
When he was dropped by the league winner, will have the tight end position down. I mean, shit. Take a victory lap on that. They're crazy for dropping them.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. And we still got a handful of more news that we're getting to. So sorry, guys. Friday is the craziest day and all the super chats, and we're still interacting with you guys. So thanks for hanging out with us. Friday is also the day that we hang out the longest and do the most questions afterwards, too. So how about we get to some Bucs news? So Gronk, full participant yesterday, same today. So barring a setback, they said in the walkthrough or, pregame, he's going to be good to go. Antonio Brown, still only working like on the side, not working in the team drills or anything. So I think it's looking like he's not going to play this week.
Yeah. You said Antonio Brown, right?
Antonio Brown, yeah. So Gronk got the full. Antonio Brown wasn't doing team drills. Yeah.
I'm not playing Gronk either. I think they really are hurting. They know that because they miss Antonio Brown, so they kind of pushing Gronk out there. I don't think they really wanted him to come out there, but they pushing him out there. I think he's only a goal line target. I'm not saying he's not going to get any targets, but I would think we'll only be around the green zone just to help them score or maybe some big third downs. He might come in the game sparingly. But, yeah, I wouldn't be trying to count on Gronk to be a tight end. I would rather go stream one.
Yep. First week back, always, timing, literally every little thing just kind of makes a difference. And, just make plans for Antonio Brown. It just doesn't seem like it's going down.
No, that's probably next week.
For Washington, some real quick news. Curtis Samuel, he's actually practicing with the position drills on. He's got his helmet on, so he might be getting closer to getting back. No signs of Ricky Seals-Jones, and they haven't talked about returning Logan Thomas just yet. So let me see. What was his name again? We got to go see.
DeAndre Carter?
No.
Oh,
just for anyone, because there's been multiple people who asked, would you play the other tight end? So his name is John Bates. Okay. That's who the tight end is. But hell no, I'm not playing him. Nope. I mean, I know Heineke does like to throw to his tight end, so you got to be real desperate. Maybe a 2 tight end league. I mean, things like that. But I play in a 2 tight end league, and he's someone I might be debating on picking up, like literally just because there's nobody else. But yeah, not looking good for Washington on that front.
Yeah, I like DeAndre Carter as a sleeper because they don't have Ricky Seals-Jones or Logan Thomas. They're gonna go to somebody who can do something with the ball in their hands. So Josh Pates, I don't think he can do anything with the ball in his hands like that guy can. So I think they manufacture a couple targets for DeAndre Carter. And also go ahead and stash Curtis Samuel now. Go ahead and get him and stash him because that road that you see that DeAndre Carter had and had good weeks on, this is what Curtis Samuel will be doing. So go stash Curtis Samuel right now at the end of your bench if you have room.
Yep, because I know, especially in redraft, I'm sure he's been dropped pretty much everywhere at this point. And one quick question in here from Twitch. I'm trying to get everyone involved here, so just keep hanging out with us. Don't worry, we're going to get to all your questions and stuff. Hang on to the start and sit questions, because it's hard to go backwards, so just hang on to them. We'll be getting to those quick. And Rhino said, due to my league, just traded away Diggs for Deontay Johnson and Van Jefferson. I'm all for not vetoing, but this seems a little ridiculous to me now. One team will have Cook, Kamara, Diggs, Patterson, Dillon, and Kupp. Thoughts? So I don't think that this is a horrible trade necessarily. Definitely not one that I would do myself. What I like to do, because we actually had a crazy trade in one of my leagues where someone traded away CMC and 2 other pieces to get 3 other pieces back. And I just went and asked the guy, I was like, hey, what was your reasoning behind that trade? And he was like, I felt like I won the trade. Like, what, were people saying that I lost the trade or something? And everyone has their reasonings. Like Diggs, maybe this guy just thought Diggs has been trash all year, and he finally had a good game, and maybe this was his opportunity to sell him.
Yeah, I'm not into vetoing trades because you never know what's going to happen with a trade. I mean, a trade could be totally lopsided, and it can turn out the other way. So, but you do want to keep the integrity of the league, and that's what basically, if I'm not mistaken, what Hustle was saying. Like, let me hear what he has to say. Let him know that he knows what he's doing. And if he knows what he's doing, then you have to let that trade go by. Like if you don't feel like he's just giving him up because he's going to try to get some money for the winnings or something like that. So the way you said it sound like to me, Hustler, that you were saying, the guy was like, man, I'm won. Like this is a great trade. So was you going to veto it if he would have said something else?
Well, I just people should be able to manage their team however they want. They paid the money, but I like to just see what people said because, a CMC trade. And this was a guy he's like right on the outside of the playoffs looking in. I think it was like number 8 seed or something, out of 6 playoff teams and stuff. So just a big player like CMC going out. And I think the only running back that he got back was McKissick. But then there was like Mark Andrews, and I forget what wide receiver is, like Chris Godwin or something. It was like a bigger name. Wide receiver that came back, and outside of CMC, the guy sent 2 bench players over to the guy. So I just like to hear it from the person who traded away the bigger player, because you never know. There's shady shit that goes on all the time. So if someone comes right back at me like, oh no, I think I won that trade because of this and this and this and this, I'm like, all right, cool, processed. Okay. I don't even have to think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yep, I agree. So yeah, man, it's like I said, you don't never know. I don't like Diggs myself, but I don't know if I'd have made that trade.
Yeah, I would have held. I would have held out for something more than that for sure. And let's see here. We got for the Eagles. All right, so Dallas Goedert, he got a contract extension, 4 years. I don't remember seeing the exact amount of money, but it did say that it inks him in as a top 3 paid tight end as of right now.
Who got paid? I'm sorry.
Dallas Goedert.
Wow. He's all right. I'm just being honest.
They love him. They love him there, though, and I don't get the infatuation.
I mean, he's solid. I mean, maybe that's a solid new tight end deal. Maybe that's not a lot of money. So maybe we just taking it from the wrong way. So I think he's average. I think, yeah, he's a retainable tight end that will get decent money in the market, top 3. But I don't know if he's going to make a difference for them to win the championship or whatever. I mean, I just think he's just another guy. It's just me.
Yeah. And so for the Giants, Saquon has been practicing good all week. They say he's trending in the right direction, barring any setback. Just seems like he's going to be playing. So we finally get him back, and we hope what happens this year is what happened in 2019, where he comes back, maybe he has an okay game, here or there, but pretty much is going to destroy it all the way through the rest of the fantasy season.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack added to injury reserve. He's having season-ending foot surgery. So another guy out for the year. And I don't really care about the Bears defense necessarily, but I mean, Khalil Mack, he's been one of those guys who in IDP leagues, I mean, he's been a stud for a lot of years. On Sleeper, you can play him at the DL spot, you can play him at the linebacker spot. Someone that always gets drafted early, someone who always kind of lives up to the draft capital because his big games outweigh his, his missed games.
Yeah. I think he probably could have came back, but he was like, for what?
Exactly.
Yeah, he's like, no, you see this little fracture in my foot? I could play through it, but no, I'm not playing through it. I'm sitting out. I'm gonna take my money and I'm gonna chill. And we'll come back to the drawing board next year. He probably don't like what Matt Nagy's doing, so you got to always think about read between the lines when it comes to stuff like this.
Yep. All right, let's see what else we got here. We also got, so it's official as a referee's whistle. Cam Newton is going to start this Sunday. I think we already knew that. And they made sure to mention that PJ Walker will get a little bit of playing time too.
No green zone touches though. I'm just playing Cam like a fullback, waiting for him to get down to the green zone, put Cam in. And you ain't going to tell me CMC ain't going to be able to take him down the field at least twice and get him in the green zone so Cam Newton can run it in. So that's why I'm playing Cam. Guys, we don't want Cam throwing it 40 times. So don't get mad at that. You want PJ Walker to do a little bit here, do a little bit there. Cam to come in there for the big-time shot plays, upside plays. And you basically playing a quarterback with, all green zone touches, all, getting all the gravy points. So I'm playing Cam.
Yep. All right. Now, for the Steelers, I think we already mentioned that TJ Watt's not playing. Joe Hayden's not playing as well, but just a little reminder about that. And then Chase Claypool, they said he is going to play on Sunday. You messing with him at all? We still haven't heard anything about Big Ben as of right now.
No. I seen him, man. I seen where they took off his questionable tag, and I'm like, I couldn't fit him nowhere in my lineup this week. Maybe next week after I see something, I can maybe put him over a guy, but I'm not going to bench none of the guys that I've already made moves and put in my lineup and has nice matchups. He just couldn't fit in my lineup. But I wouldn't go to the waiver wire. If you have a receiver, if you have him on your team and you need a receiver, then don't go to the waiver wire. I would play him. But if he's not the best player at your position right now, then sit him. It's okay to bench him.
Yep. And what up, Anthony? Said, any news on Logan Thomas? We just talked about it a couple minutes ago, that there's nothing new about him coming back and that he's actually going to play this Sunday. And to not hear anything on a Friday, it's bad. I wouldn't expect him to play this week. And Ricky Seals-Jones wasn't practicing as well, so he might not be playing either. So it's going to be all bad for Washington's tight ends. And Tamian, what up? He said, I want you as a commissioner. Doesn't everybody? You got to get into those hustler leagues, bro. When you go get signed up at Patreon, patreon.com/FFHustler420, you get into as many hustler leagues as you like. And the next hustler leagues that are going to be available is going to be for the NFL playoffs. That's right, the NFL playoffs. When everyone is done doing leagues and everything like that, I'm still going to be hosting like anywhere from like 10 to 15 different leagues, and it's going to be like each league is going to be like its own little tournament. It's going to be pretty dope. So yeah, so go get signed up, patreon.com/FFHustler420. It's only a 3-week tournament, but it's still pretty dope. Winner gets a championship ring, you know, some money. Top 3 in the tournament are going to end up getting paid. It's pretty fun. It was super fun last year. It's on what the hell is that called? My Fantasy Life. So it's on that. My Fantasy League. There you go. The app kind of sucks. The draft process sucks a little bit, but it's what we got to deal with because no other platforms offer, you know, these kind of leagues.
Yeah, and guys, just to go along with what he's saying, I'm in a couple of his dynasty leagues, and it's probably the most funnest leagues that I've been in. It's crazy with the IDPs. It's cutting edge. I will say that because I feel like why would you have fantasy league without like having defensive players and involving them? So I would advise you to get into his dynasty leagues. I don't know how many more you got coming up, Hustler, but yeah, I just wanted to give my little 2 cents on that.
It's going to be a little bit more exclusive in these future years. So I did 9 because I really wanted to build a solid community. You know, it was my first off season, like after getting into the whole YouTube and everything. So I did 9 dynasty leagues last year, but those dynasty leagues aren't stopping, you know? So there's probably only going to be maybe like, I would say maybe 3 at the most for the dynasty leagues that will actually start and kick off new ones. And, yeah, we're gonna have to think of some cool ways that people can get into it because you're gonna have to be in Patreon, that's for sure.
$100 super pro draft sign up.
There we go. That's a perfect one right there.
Mm-hmm.
And and what do you say here? And I'm gonna get to yours right in a second, Matt. And I totally spaced on that. And Tamian said one of my commissioners won't let any trades go through as he has a site he sends us to. It's a trade calculator. He basically says our opinion isn't valid.
Yeah, that league.
Yeah, that'd be a league that I'd get out of. Like, if someone needs to have like that much control over it to where like, I mean, that just wouldn't even make it fun. Most of my trades, I'm sure, would be lopsided, so I wouldn't be able to trade in a league like that. And there we go. I'm an island boy. Said I want to get into a dynasty league. Sounds so fun. It is, and the draft is more fun than any other draft you've ever been in. It may be long, but it's gonna be more fun than any other one you did.
Yes, sir.
All right, and here we go. Matt said, "Hey, B, I also want to add in Collins and McKissick to my super chat question when you get to it." And I pulled it up. And I guess I didn't even read it out, so that's totally my bad. Here we go. Said, Kamara trying to ruin me. That's for sure. Trying to ruin us all. I'm moving A.J. Dillon from the flex to the RB2. I mean, it's dope you got Dillon, though. And he said, so my flex, I need 2. Jeff Wilson, Tony, Bateman, and then also have Mitchell if he plays. And then who was the other ones? And it's also Collins and McKissick. So Jeff Wilson, Tony, Bateman, Collins, or McKissick. So I'm going to go with the Jeff Wilson and Mitchell tandem, and I think it's going to be Jeff Wilson. Yeah. And then I'm going to go Bateman with that second spot.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Bateman. I'm going to go with second Jeff Wilson. I'm going to go with Bateman. Yeah, I can't put Alex Collins. I like Alex Collins. I do think he can get a falling touchdown, but I can't put him over Bateman this week.
And he said he could scoop Foreman too as well. And I would say not over Bateman,
no,
or Wilson or Mitchell or any of them. Nah.
Nope.
Yep, and Mitchell's not going to play. He's not going to play this week. If he plays this week, I will be so damn surprised.
No, I've never seen nobody play from a doubtful tag on Friday.
Yeah. And the broken finger, like he literally just had surgery on his finger on Tuesday. So I'm really surprised that Shanahan is even playing this card. Like he's still we're taking it all the way down to game time. And maybe his finger will be able to move by Sunday, even though he only had surgery on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Let's see. Couple other little pieces of news. James Robinson. So mentioned today that he's day-to-day, questionable for Sunday. If he plays, I'm going to play him. I mean, there's no not playing him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And for the Packers, Matt LaFleur, he confirmed that Aaron Rodgers is playing Sunday. Sucks that he really hasn't been practicing all week, though. I mean, what do you think, TD? I mean, even a guy like Aaron Rodgers, I mean, practice is still important, right?
Yeah, it is. But if any player is not practicing, Aaron Rodgers is the guy that I would trust if I do have to play him on my team. Now, I'm not saying he's better stars than other guys, but if I got him on my team and I'm like, I would play Aaron Rodgers and feel good about that play with him not getting that much practice more than any other player. So,
yep. And he got into limited practice today for what it's worth as well. And what up from Twitch? How the hell do I say this? I'll just call you AP. A Peascaped said Devonta Foreman or drop a player to grab Elijah Mitchell's cuff. Yeah, so if you're talking about Jeff Wilson Jr., definitely drop someone to draft Jeff Wilson Jr. I mean, shit, I'd even drop Devonta Foreman for Jeff Wilson Jr., to get that. So that's how much I want. I would rather have him.
I agree.
All right. Bogard's back in the building. What up, bro?
What up? I think Foreman is even just like a 1 week thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And it's just the matchup, really. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm getting Wilson in that situation.
Let me see. It was the one about the trade. I was going to see if you was going to pull that one up. I want to hear y'all opinion on that.
The one that we just talked about?
No, the one that I did with Antonio. Second Take had posted something talk about the trade.
Oh shit. Let me see.
I love trades.
If you can look through it a little bit, let me pull up Stephen Drake's super chat
go
real
ahead.
quick.
Yeah, no problem.
And if we know what time that was at, because there's timestamps on here, it's hard to, there's hundreds and hundreds of comments because it's Facebook, it's all of our YouTubes and Twitch. So sorry guys, there's just a grip of comments. We're trying to filter through all of them. And Steven, what up, bro? So what's good, fellas? I need 2 in the flex. Collins, Jeff Wilson, Foreman, Mooney, half PPR.
I say
so we're sitting 1 is pretty much what it is.
Yeah, I'd probably sit in Collins maybe because I like Mooney. Just even if it's like not the best matchup for him player wise, like because he might draw. Actually, you know what? Robinson's gonna play, right?
Who? Allen Robinson?
Yeah.
You know what?
Because I like Mooney, like regardless. Actually,
hold on 1 sec. Because
Mooney getting a lot of targets. Maybe not the
yeah. So Allen Robinson was one of the pieces that we didn't cover just yet, but he got slapped with a doubtful tag.
Oh, Sunday. So maybe even just by volume stands, I kind of like this.
Even if his volume is going to be versus Marlon Humphreys.
Yeah, we're not looking for more than WR3 numbers from him, right? I'm looking at him as a top 36 play. If he gets into the top 24, then you know what I mean. All right, but I'm not. That's what I always temper my expectations with guys like that. I like him this week. I like the volume. No Robinson, and if Robinson, doubtful means he's not going to play. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's between Collins and Foreman for me. Which one to shit? So Wilson and Mooney, they're in out of those 2. Mooney, I mean, if Robinson not playing, I mean, that is going to kind of mess up his matchup a little bit because he's been eaten versus those second cornerbacks. Like that. That's why he's been eaten so much. Yeah, I mean, I really think that Collins just has more of an opportunity at a touchdown, and that's why I'm going Collins over Foreman.
Yes, I could get cute here and tell you to play Mooney because I do think Mooney is going to have a nice game. I do like Justin Fields, so I do think Mooney was going to have a good game. But I gotta go. You said need 2 Collins and Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah, all the running backs kind of stuck out to me initially, but I want to get in on some of that action. I think Fields and them is going to have to throw the ball a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we hope. AK, what up? Ask advice for my buddy Gaskin or Wilson in the flex standard. I think I want to go with Wilson, assuming that Mitchell is not playing in this game.
Yeah, because also I think Miami's they're gonna tear them up. You know what I mean? Gaskin, the next game's running back.
In a game versus the Jets, Gaskin should be the play. But Miami, they're too busy treating their nose over there to realize what to do. Did you ever find that?
Yes, I pinned it. I was going to see, could you see it? I pinned it at the top. Like, you know how you pin? Did you hit the like button?
Here we go. Let me see.
Go to sleep.
Oh, okay. So Hustler's thoughts on TD's trade, the Allen for Tony. So for Dynasty, I understand it, but I wouldn't have made the trade. It's Allen, he just with Herbert, that's really what's making the difference on why I want Allen out of Tony. Tony, he's burned me a lot in his young career, and that's not saying, for Dynasty, he's not going to change that around, but Keenan Allen's definitely one of those guys. And if it was Danny Dumbass, and Keenan Allen, I might not say that, but it's Herbert. Herbert's the man, and Keenan Allen's his favorite target.
I would rather have the Herbert side. The Keenan Allen side based on Herbert, and Herbert's young. He's the guy. Like next year might not be Danny Jones, bro. It might not be Danny Dumbass. You know what I mean? Like it's just too many. There's too many variables. And we have the most extremely small sample size with Tony. It's really got to be you just want to move on because of you. You know what I mean? Because Keenan Allen's 100 receptions plus. When you look at him on your roster, you're looking at 100 plus receptions. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And second take extra. Throw in your thoughts on that trade as well, because I'm curious what you think about. But yeah, we're always curious about TD's thoughts and why he does the stuff that he does, because as crazy as some people may say that he is, he hits with a bunch of the things that he says. So I know me and Bogart respect his decisions a lot, even if it's something that we might not have done ourselves.
I remember everything. So I'll even text him. And I'll be like, bruh, you said it. You know what I mean? Like just when shit's happening and I'm witnessing it happen, and I just revert back to the show, TD said that shit. You know what I mean?
So I'm 2-8. That's a lot to do with it. Imagine drafting a team and you don't want to win that year. Then it's a whole different team. You got a lot of rookies, kind of like you did, Bogard, in a couple of your drafts. Mm-hmm. So that team, I went young. I waited. I got Trey Lance and Lamar, and that's the only quarterbacks that I got in Cam Newton. So if they didn't play right, then my season was going to be derailed. So now I felt like, okay, now it's time to go ahead and get young killers. And I know Keenan Allen was going to move the needle. I feel like I stole Kadarius Toney when he was a buy low. I feel like as my team in the next year to 2 years, I feel like Kadarius Toney is going to be a PPR monster in a PPR type league that we are in with, as Hustler has the league set up. So I thought Toney was going to be a beast, because Sterling Shepard is not going to get re-signed. Darius Slayton is not going to be re-signed. It's going to be Kenny Golladay and Kadarius Toney and Saquon.
Did you get any picks in return?
No, I didn't get anything in return. I thought about it after y'all said, man, you could have got more. I thought about it, but sometimes, I wanted to get off of Keenan Allen. So for him to get it, I'm like, I wouldn't even go try. Wait a minute, give me to get a second. I didn't want to play that game, and then he'd be like, "Oh, wait a minute, hold up, no, I don't want to." That's happened to me a couple times. I didn't want him to get cold feet, so I said, here's Keenan Allen, go ahead and accept it.
So next week, I don't know the exact day. We're gonna talk to JC Money and see what when he can actually get me the graphic. But I want to have a show next week because the trade deadlines are coming. Okay. In a lot of leagues, and I want to give just a lot of psychology just behind trading in general. Not should I trade this player for that player, but everything that you're saying right now to me, TD, it sucks to give away some of these isms that I've been holding to myself, maybe a couple select Patreon members, but sooner or later it's all going to the world anyways. I don't trade people based on what they mean to me. I trade people based on what they mean to the other person.
Yep. Okay. Like, what's crazy is when the Clyde Edwards-Helaire trade that was involved Michael Carter in that dynasty league with the 1-2, I remember I was like, okay, when I give up Michael Carter, this closes the door on trying to get DK or a Tyreek Hill because I knew TD liked Carter, where I could perhaps get a conversation going because I already knew he likes Carter. He valued Carter. I'm not saying this. I'm using this as an example.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, but so to Usher's point, you gotta know that that's part of the psychology, right? Like if you just remember what your homie said about a certain player, that he really big on him, or maybe even he has a player that he keeps bad mouthing him, like fuck DK Metcalf, blah blah blah, and you go, oh word, and then you go and get DK off him, like just pay. Okay. A lot of times people are telling you what they want to do already without you asking.
And one of my favorite quotes that I've ever heard is from Ari Gold in Entourage. I gotta know what you think so I can get you to think like I think. Okay. So if you don't know what's in someone's head or how they think, that's why you don't see me making a lot of trades. Like Bogard, he'll make a trade on just a lot of crazy. He throws out so much shit that something's gonna stick, and he always ends up hitting. But with me, I'm more selective, and I gotta win by so much that the other person they're gonna win too, but we're both gonna win in like certain ways.
Want to know how me and Hustler make a trade? Is when one of us is for example, last weekend, I only have 2 QBs. One of them's Big Ben Rader. Gets ruled out. So and then I'm on the show with him, and my natural reaction, I'm like, fuck. And he's like,
you're in the Matrix.
Bogard went in the Matrix. So he needed Mason Rudolph. Okay. Is what he needed. Mason Rudolph is still on waivers. I had more fab than he did.
Okay.
I was like, I'll holler at me in the morning, Bogard. And JC Money, he went for it also, but I made sure to JC Money put in $1 more than Bogard had. I put in $13 more than Bogard had, just to make sure. And so I was like, holler at me in the morning, Bogard. And because he needed him. He would have had only one QB. So he hits me up first, and he throws in it was for a fifth rounder, I believe, of what it was. And I know he needs Mason Rudolph. So I put it for a third. That's a little bit more fair. Like third rounds, like that's something to move off.
Yes.
And but it doesn't hurt him, for the future. And then he comes back and he's like a fourth. And then I counter and I put a third, and it went back and forth. And then I put it to a second just to let him know that he's going in the wrong direction. And I put in a second, and then he puts in a fifth and the sixth, and then I put in the third again. And then I just texted him. I was like, you better just do it for the third because I'm about to stop paying attention to it. And then he put it in. So all in all, I Bogarted Bogard.
I allowed it. It was a business decision. I remember taking my morning shit, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna give this fucking third. I was like, you know what? Here's a fifth, and then you put back a third, and I'm like, you know what? Here's the fourth. Then you put a second and like a player, and I was like, all right, I see it here. He's doing the Bogard to Bogard.
And I knew you were going to give up the third because that doesn't really make or break anything for the future for you. The third's not really that valuable. And Mason Rudolph, I don't want him because unless you get points for getting hit in the head with a helmet, he's not going to be a guy to really roster.
Playing Mason Rudolph, I feel like, listen, I lost by like a phenomenal margin, like 100 points. But I think it's because I had Mason Rudolph. You know what I mean?
I also, guys, real quick caveat. I think Tony's going to be a dynamic player like a Tyreek Hill.
I don't know, man.
Would you give up Julia Elderman? Would you give up Julia Elderman for Tyreek Hill 6 years? Not 6 years. Let's say 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when they both.
You got to go back to like 2017 or 18 for that.
Yeah, I guess Hill about second year in the league. Yes, would you do that?
Back then I would have.
See, but here's the
thing. Tyreek wasn't that dude yet. It took when it was the year before Mahomes when he really started. 2017 when he started peaking, like halfway through when he was going crazy, and then when Mahomes came, then he was off to the races.
Yes. By the way, second take. Yes, Tony is on Tyreek Hill level, but
no, I gotta argue this.
Yeah, because
Tyreek Hill.
So I would have gave up. So to me, I seen with Tyreek when he was getting used, when he was like made all pro on by special teams.
Yep.
I was like, he's gonna be special. So I would have gave up a Julia Elderman or a Westbrook or whatever slot receiver that was a great slot guy that's getting 12 targets a game. I would have gave it up for Tyreek Hill because I was like, I want that boom. So that's what I feel with Kadarius. I feel like Kadarius Toney is ahead of Tyreek for rookie to rookie. So what I've seen with this guy, man, I felt like I won it. I feel you, but I want y'all to know, like, this dude gonna be going for like 30 points a game if we see, like, once they get Slayton and them out of there.
Well, hold on, just to go back, just because we're going back and forth with little debate points, and I like it because I'm all about the debate. Yeah. Tyreek Hill has Andy Reid. Kadarius Toney has Jason Garrett.
That's true. Jason Garrett gone this year. You know it too, though. You know Jason Garrett's out of there.
Well, you know what's crazy? That doesn't help the situation because if they start getting rid of this regime, Tony might be a guy they're not interested in as much.
Ain't no way. They're going to get a college coach, Bogard. You know that. They're going to get a spray guy and then for any downs.
Here's another thing, too. That I want to point out with Tony is Matt Harmon. Someone I really respect with his analysis, right? And like
over that last night about the red.
And like it's just that really sticks out to me because he is the guy you need him to do it all, and you need to make it really simple for him, you know? And just let him do his magic. When I would always rather have a tactician because that lasts way longer. Like someone like Keenan Allen in this case, right? Who's a very sharp route runner. You know what I mean? Like so. 9 times out of 10, he's gonna escape injury because of his. You can't hurt when you can't touch, and it's not like he has speed, but he has the technique.
Yes.
Look at Tony. He's brute, right?
I disagree.
And look, he gets hurt. He's already had.
Okay. That's okay. Keenan Allen got hurt his second year, and then he got hurt again. He was out for 2 years where he didn't play the 3 games.
He had catastrophic injuries, torn ACL. Then the next year was lacerated kidney. Like these are kind of fluky too. You know what I mean? So like the injuries that Tony's sustaining is from just taking hits.
Okay. Okay.
He is fast though, but they weren't using him like that.
But you said he can't run routes, but he made Trayvon Diggs almost fall.
But see, you keep heralding like I don't herald Trayvon Diggs as the next coming of prime.
But tell me one receiver right now that can make him almost fall though. Devontae Adams.
I mean, Devontae Smith was burning him. Like I think speed just gets Diggs. If you're faster than Diggs, you're gonna get him. Or if you're a route tactician, like in that case, maybe that's the one route that his success rate was high on because when we looked at it, it's just everything was in the red. So like I figured. It took them even longer to figure out how to use Tony. That's why Tony didn't start the year off hurt. He wasn't even in the rotation. It was weird. Like I think they had to.
So what would you try to look for Keenan Allen real quick, so we can move on? What would you try to look for Keenan Allen? I
would have been okay getting a guy like Tony, but I would have wanted a couple draft picks in the mix. I mean, if it wasn't like a first round draft pick, I mean, Keenan Allen should warrant. Especially because people might be pissed off at Tony right now. Like, I mean, Antonio might have had a sour taste in his mouth about Tony for all we knew, because he might have been his second round draft pick, and really not living up to the expectations. Probably maybe thought he was going to be a starter right away, and now he's hurt. Especially someone like Antonio, who's very emotional when it comes to trades. And there's certain guys that he likes. He likes Keenan Allen a lot.
Okay.
Now me and Doc, I swear to God, that's a Sagittarius trait, bro. Because we got the same. Me and Antonio got the same birthday. I'm the same way. If I can't stand the play, I'm really mad that I even got him. Like, you know what was crazy? Here's another thing too. Sometimes that works against. Actually, a lot of times that works against, because this year more than ever, I kept skipping on DeAndre Swift, and there was one instance it was the 6th round in the super draft, and I was like, I'm running back. I'll take Swift. You know what I mean? I'm mad that I don't have more Swift because my emotional attachment to these players, like I had him as I just don't fuck with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's top 6.
Yeah, we're all feeling that same way about Swift. I know I am too. And it's Mr. Bing. He said, "Give me Chris Hogan over Hill and Tony all day."
and anyone with Hogan in his name, hey, that's Chris Hollywood Hogan, bro. Look here, brother. You put him in your life.
What's going on, D Stu?
What up, Stu? Said Jason Garrett knows where all the bodies are buried. He'll be the next head coach in NY.
I gotta get your phone number too, Stu.
I'll send it to you. It to you, bro.
Okay.
I'm excited for tomorrow's show. We all finna rock that thing, right?
Yeah, so it's gonna be at 3:30 Eastern time, 12 what time? 12:30 Pacific time. There we go. So West Coasters tap in at 12:30, and we're gonna be on the Joe Boo. Is it Joe Boo Sports Report? Yeah, Joe Boo Sports Report.
Yeah, shout out to Mark. Awesome dude. You know what I mean?
I'll get the link. I'll make sure that the link is in Patreon and in Discord, and we'll go share it on YouTube, on the YouTube post and all that. All right, the last pieces of news. We've been getting off the rails here a little bit. So Andy Reid, he said that CEH had a good week of practice, but he's not committing to anything.
He's not finna play.
I don't think so. Oh, perfect. And it's Mr. Bing said, by the way, it's Austin. I'm over here on Twitch because I'm working. Perfect, bro. Yeah, I'm put the link in here. Anyone who needs, you're working, whatever. I'm going to put in the Twitch link here just so you can always go check it out. You keep it on in the back. Keep it on in the background like a podcast. That's what's dope about it. I'm throwing in the description here for everyone to go follow. Appreciate you guys. All right. And there we go. And Second Take Extra said that was a fun debate. I think we need a debate show.
Yeah, we're going to do that. I got one. Go ahead, Hustler. Go ahead.
I've always wanted to have a debate show, but it needs to be with the right type of people because I want it to be like, we got to take it back to like Stephen A and Skip where they were like yelling at each other because they're so passionate about what they believe in. Like we can't have people on here agreeing with each other and, like we're going to get passionate about what we're saying. Our voices might get raised
every time I'm on with Hector. And I get so mad at that I laugh because I'm trying to get my point in, but when I'm on the phone, I can't talk over anyone, right? Because I don't, with my mic though, I was like, you feel me?
And that's what's going to be funny is Hector's definitely got to be one of the characters on the debate show. That would be hilarious. And because I've always wanted to do a Jordan versus LeBron debate. Like we might have to get someone younger on the show because I think, maybe someone will just take the LeBron side. Who knows? But
just like if we have an authority for everything, like you had a baseball guy and a basketball guy, and or even just everyone that knows sports all around, right? And then the audience could put in the topics of debate. You know what I mean? Like, hey, so and so versus so and so, or is so and so a Hall of Famer, or you know what I mean? Like.
Exactly.
Like that, because those are the classic arguments that need to be had all the time, repeatedly. Like forever, where I'm from, when the Niners and the Raiders were both bad in the mid 2000s, it was just always who's worse. You know what I mean? And obviously we would say they were more shitty. You know what I mean? But it was just, and no one ever wins those arguments. 9 times out of 10, it's just
because it's all opinion based at the end of the day. So I don't think the objective is to win the argument necessarily. It's to really win over the audience is what it is.
What would be cool is for every subject to debate, we would everyone would say their piece, and the audience can vote on who they agree with. You know?
Yeah, when you could do that in YouTube. Yeah, you can have the polls. Yeah. So
because then we could have like the crown of the week or like who's the debate.
Exactly.
So we could that shit could be fun. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like, we got 4 weeks straight of TD. You know what I mean? And then that'll especially when you get the audience involved like that. You know what I mean? They get to put the subject matter in there.
So y'all go on my channel. I got a debate section. Well, me and this guy, I did a bunch of debates and I set it up just like Undisputed.
Oh, okay.
First take. So yeah, just go check it out. It was a rough draft. It was pretty good. We actually got to come out and do like a little intro and all that type of shit. Just go check it out after when y'all get time.
Yeah, I got
and where's that at?
It's on my channel. Just go on the debate. I should be on the debate night. That's my topics. You know how you can go on to you got different
playlist.
Yeah, playlist. There you go. Yeah, it should be on the debate night.
You know what else I like too? It's just harder. It's harder to set up. It's like I do love like a Jeopardy type shit. Like when we were doing those game shows, when you were doing those game shows, bro, that shit was tight.
I went back and watched it. That shit was money. Those shows are coming in the off season. That is for sure.
Yeah.
That shit was awesome. Gotta think of some cool shit to do. That's for sure. And Hector, Second Take Extras, I think Hector got raided last night because so many people joined his stream, and I think he's just collabing with like the right people because he said that one dude he brought on, his stream got up to like almost 1,000 people, something like that. It was a bunch.
Yeah, the dude just thought he was awesome. He happened to tune in. That's like, what's tight? That's some Destiny shit, man. It's just a guy cruising on YouTube who happens to be someone with following. He sees this shit. Hey, this is hilarious. Look at this guy asleep on the couch. Hi there.
Our man David in the 420 crew, he said, love when Bogard starts doing laps around the crib.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, I'm a pacer. You know what I mean? Like, it actually helps me put the kids to sleep too. And it's sometimes I don't have the kid, but you ever be in a city, you ride elevators all day, feels like you on the elevator even when you're not on it. Or like if you're in a sailboat all day, et cetera, right? I feel like I'm still rocking a baby all day that I got to keep walking and shit. Like, is that weird?
Nope, because every time I'm on the phone, I'm usually standing up and moving around and walking too. Mm-hmm. And there we go. Second Take Extra said, "Yep, Big Mac versus TD was good. I'm gonna go check that shit out. That's what's up. That's what's up."
Oh, I thought he said Big Mac versus I was waiting for you to say another sandwich. I was like, hold on, this is a debate we could have. Like,
seeing those are random debates that we could have too. That would just be fun. Like, I mean, man, there's so many people who get like one debate that I know we got to have is pineapple on pizza versus that's the debate. So many people get versus no pineapple on pizza. That's it.
I don't like Hawaiian pizza, but I'll put pineapple on like pepperoni bacon. You know what I mean? And I didn't start
pineapple with meat lover.
See, there you go. That sounds interesting there because my palate grew to appreciate sweet and savory when I got older. I used to never fuck with like orange chicken, and then I figured out like, oh shit, this is the only good shit at fucking Panda Express, you know what I mean? Because that shit's pretty trash. But I never even liked it till I got older. The sweet and savory, you know what I mean? It's an acquired taste, I guess.
Because every time I go to Panda Express and I get the beef and broccoli, I mean, it's not like I don't like broccoli. That's the one vegetable that I actually ate like my entire life. But I would like a little bit of beef with my broccoli, motherfuckers.
Right?
And there we go. I'm an Island Boy said pineapple on pizza for sure. And a WWE debate. Like that would be fun. Like going back, who's better than who or some of the best matches or whatever. Like we're definitely going to get Matty Daddy on here, get some old school wrestling debates going too.
Mm-hmm. So
last two pieces real quick. So Chase Edmonds questionable for Sunday. This is something you just got to be tapped in about, on Saturday night, Sunday morning. We'll let you know. And Jared Goffel, he is so awful now that now he is doubtful for Sunday.
Hey, man, they don't like this guy. And all they're talking about is how much they like the backup right now.
Yeah, and the backup, damn it. What the hell?
We were talking about this the other day with Iggy, man. It's funny. I remember everything, but my short-term memory is shot like a bitch. I got to wait like a week before I remember that conversation.
Here you go. So the backup is Tim Boyle.
There it is. Yeah. Dial it up. You know what's funny? You never care about these things until you religiously play in super flex leagues where it's like you're like, hell yeah, I got Tim Boyle.
Yep. Yep.
I'm about to trade this motherfucker.
That's why
Or, like,
where it's at.
or if you had like Kyler Murray and someone else grabbed Colt McCoy and just been holding on to them, and you're like, fuck, and then you hella happy to get a Tim Boyle.
And Austin on Twitch says, look, I think a backup QB could save Hawk's season. I mean, we know Jared Goff isn't the answer. Like, everyone thought that Hawk was going to be so good because the addition by subtraction and him being the only one there. But they forgot that Goffle is like that crazy variable that you really couldn't account for. He fucked everything up.
Not everybody is amazing like Sean McVay is. Sean McVay made John Wolford look good in those. Matter of fact, they were so confident in John Wolford, they went into that playoff game. Remember that against the Seahawks, starting John Wolford. Then he gets hurt, and they're like, "All right, damn it, Goff will get in there."
And he came out there and balled.
And he sure did.
That's when Cam Akers was getting 30 carries to the head.
Remember, they gave him a whole series where he wildcat fucking like 4 times in a row to get in the end zone. Like, you knew it was coming.
Cam Akers was he surprised me. I didn't know he could bell cow like that. Like, he was running through like 250-pound linebackers.
It's funny because he was my second favorite rookie running back going into last year after the draft, because now that he was on the Rams, I was like, oh, and I was never really a Darrell Henderson guy. So I was like, oh my God, this guy Cam Akers is gonna be dope. So I'm like, okay, from what I remember him playing in Miami, is that like they had one of the worst offensive lines. Then I started really digging into his stats, and I found a stat. It was he had the most yards after contact. And then I'm like, wow, Sean McVay saw that because he knows his line was ass. Yep. You know what I mean? So he's like, this guy right here. And
it's Mr. Bing. He said, tell Good I took his advice, didn't start Henry. Now I got to start Hawk or Gronk this weekend.
Gronk.
Nah, start Hawk.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. We just went over that. It's with the backup. But you know what, though? The Browns currently number 22 against the tight end. So I'm not even scared of starting him against the Browns.
Yeah.
And Gronk is a little injured.
What up, Steven? Good looking on the super chat, bro. Said Panthers or the Browns defense, and the Panthers go up against Washington, and the Browns go up against the Lions.
How about this?
Browns.
I'm going to go the Browns just because no, you know what? I'm going the other way because the Browns defense might not even be on the field that much. You know what I mean? Like, this could be a game where it's like
the Panthers got a bad matchup, though.
I mean, most leagues that I assume that people play in is like for the shutout or close to it is really where you get most of your points. A lot of the sacks and, big time plays like that are really only worth a point or two. Yep. But it's like the amount of points that you give up that usually ends up being the biggest. I mean, unless you're the Patriots of last night, that was just another story. But yeah, I'm going the Browns because I think they got a real shot to shut out the Lions.
Valid. I can't argue that.
And which Wilson you talking about? Life and Sports Talk with Jake said starting Wilson over Higgins. Now I'm assuming Jeff Wilson, right?
Yeah, I think he's talking about Jeff Wilson.
Yeah,
I mean,
I like
Jeff Wilson's getting that work, so that's the only reason. It's no receiver, no like what I would call a number 2 receivers. I wouldn't start no number 2 receiver over Jeff Wilson.
And TD, can you read the screen?
He says, life and sports talk with Jake. Life and sports talk with Jake. Hey,
look, just getting at you. Is that just like Sam Darnold? Is that?
Sam Darnold. Hey, he just seems like that name just cornballish, man. Like, I just yeah.
And wait. What is this? What are you talking about? Second Take said, how long do you think Jeff Wilson is out for?
I think he meant somebody else. I think he meant Elijah Mitchell.
Okay. Dang. Okay. So more news about Cooper that just came in. So Amari Cooper is unvaccinated and he tested positive. So 10-day quarantine. So he's at least out 2 weeks.
Yeah, so he's gonna miss next week. Yeah, for sure. It's funny. I actually had to count the days. I'm like,
that's some bullshit because I just traded. I mean, I already knew D-Hop probably wasn't going to be playing for 2 weeks. And really, I only lost Rashad Bateman for making this. The first rounder, but that's next year. But I just traded for D-Hop and Amari Cooper. And then, damn, the next day after it, we're getting this news. But really, it's for a playoff push. I'm 7-3 right now.
Yeah,
so.
But I was just about to reiterate what you had told me. You're like, I do this because I'm 7-3. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, you do that.
Yeah.
I think it's the best thing for the Cowboys. We need Amari Cooper to sit out and get healthy.
Sounds like the best thing for my team right now, too. And all right, another thing just came in like literally right now is that Clyde Edwards-Helaire didn't get activated off the IR. He still can tomorrow and still play, but I don't think it's looking likely.
Yeah, I'd bank on he ain't playing.
Okay, so Pete, some Pete Carrollisms. So Pete Carroll says Alex Collins is good to go this week, and also says I'm really looking forward to Rashad Penny. We're anxious to see him get going. It's really his time to help us.
That's what I said it.
And real quick, the last part of it, as we go through these next couple weeks, you'll see him continue to be a big part of it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Pete Carroll want to establish this run game. I'm stashing Rashad Penny. I'm stashing him. Collins is good, but Rashad Penny, when I watched the game a couple weeks ago, he looked a little bit more explosive.
Yeah.
We shall see. We shall see.
Oh, hold on.
And Stu said, hate missing Cooper, though I needed all hands on deck for this one, but we're going to be fine. Like TD said, I'm assuming, let the silent assassin get healthy.
Yes, sir. Dalton Schultz and Cedric Wilson about to show out. Play Dalton Schultz. Play him.
And Cedric, hey, Mr. Wilson. All right. Jerome said, what's up, fellas? What is going on?
What's up, bro?
All right. So before we get into some Q&A, and we're going to be doing it probably maybe about 20, 30 minutes, something like that. We're going to get out of here in a little bit. But before we do, we got to remind you about Super Draft Pro. Okay. You guys got to get in on this. It is a daily fantasy platform. It's legal in all 50 states. We've been making money this entire time. TD has JC money. I've been winning some money. You guys got to get in on this. No matter where you are, what state you can play. So if you play in a state or if you live in a state where you can't do DraftKings, well, now this is going to be your new best friend. This shit is awesome. There's only hundreds of people in these contests, not thousands, not tens of thousands, not millions, literally hundreds. TD, you got into this. I mean, you've been playing on this for a while because you got into the cash games, but what would you say about these membership games, membership contests versus just the straight cash games?
You actually can win money and see your money progress. Like, to me, playing DraftKings, every time I played in the lineup, I had to put money on. But by me being on a subscription, I get 4 free games every day. And so if I don't win, I don't win. But if I win, I got money coming in and I don't have to spend any more money to buy any more games. So I can just build up off just playing my free subscription games. And if you are a savant like me, you just love to play, then of course you probably would play in some cash games. But I think it's just I just like the money process with this app. And just you can download, get your money right away if you win. You don't have to wait 10 days like you have to do on DraftKings in order to cash out.
Yep. And I will tell you, Stu's been the one who's been killing it more than anybody right now out of all the people that I know. So, yeah, shout out to you, Stu, who's been just absolutely killing the game over there. And before we get to the commercial break, where Steven, he said Penny over Homer. I'm going Penny over Homer.
Yeah, Penny easy.
Yep. Let's get it. All right. So we'll be back in a second right after this short commercial break.
In a world where hope was fading and isolation was growing between friends, family, and fun, and people began to yearn for a better way to earn.
Okay, we've had enough drama in recent history. It's time to reconnect, kick off the game, and play to win cash and prizes. SuperDraft Pro is the official fantasy partner of Caesars Entertainment. Yes, that's Caesars. This isn't your grandmother's bingo night. Imagine the exciting chance opportunity of Las Vegas, only bigger, in the palm of your hand. And imagine the energy of the crowd and the love of your favorite game, connecting you and literally every single person you know playing daily fantasy sports, all while getting paid. This is SuperDraft Pro, and you can stop imagining. Experience it for yourself. Simply download the SuperDraft app and sign up by creating an account. Be a player, or be a coach building teams of players with a range of membership packages that suit your level of interest. And guess what? We know, and you probably know too, that this is a multi-billion-dollar industry with roughly 60 million people playing in North America alone. So, what's new or different about the SuperDraft Pro that's actually a game changer? That's an easy answer. And I literally mean easy. The SuperDraft app is super user-friendly, so playing is easy. So when you play, your chances to win can be easier than other traditional fantasy sports games. It's also set up to level the playing field with our exclusive patent-pending games, which allow you to pick the players you like and the players you trust. This is your draft, your way. See? This really is changing how the game is played. And it's even a game changer for business, because not only can you get paid to play, you can get paid when other people play when you become a SuperDraft promoter by sharing the app. Making money doesn't have to be a grind. Turn your business based at home into your home-based playground, getting paid to play, having fun, wherever you are. Because this virtual model is high speed and low drag, SuperDraft Pro plans to eventually capture the imagination of the world by going global with a simple, proven business that never sleeps. Join the fun. Play, get paid, and tell everybody. Download the SuperDraft and Sportsbook app today. Available on iOS and Android.
SuperDraft Pro, rated F, UN.
Okay, that's enough. You're done.
All right. You guys got to go get involved with this. It is so fun. It's all subscription based. Like TD said, you can't get into some cash games if you live in a legal state. You can't, do it if you're in Hawaii or Washington, wherever. You can't do it normally. You can't do it on this either. But the subscriptions, there's a free one. So go check it out. Even if you don't want to pay any money, go check it out. I put my link in the chat on YouTube and on Twitch and on Facebook. It's also in the description on YouTube, on TD's. It's there. Go click it as well. On Bogard's channel, GMM Network, it's there as well. Go click it. And subscriptions, 20, 50, or 100. All of us here are on the 100. It's worth it. The amount of contests we get into, well worth it.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Let's get to some of these questions. Now, if you left your question, I'm going to say if you left your question more than 10 minutes ago, re-put your question in, okay? Because there was a grip of questions in here, and it's just tough to go all the way back. All right, where are we at? Sir Bong's a lot in the building. What up? I'm an island boy, so what y'all think? Is Kyler going to play? I don't think so.
And if he does play, I'm probably not going to start him on my team. Not without no D-Hop.
Yeah, just it wouldn't make sense. And Perry said Pittman for Hollywood rest of season. I think I'd rather have Pittman.
This is very close. I like that Lamar Jackson offense. I think this is going to be a high volume passing offense. But Pittman is getting more of the target, so I say that's a good trade.
And what up? Charter said 2 running backs, wide receivers, and a flex in a full PPR. Jacobs, Gibson, Jamal Williams, Miles Sanders, and said on IR, just got to drop someone to play him. Okay. So for those 2 wide receivers, running backs, I'm going to go Gibson. As of right now, I'm going to go Jacobs. We don't know if Miles Sanders is going to play. You going the same way on those running backs?
Gibson and Jacobs. Yep.
And then for the 2 wide receivers, Godwin, A.J. Brown, Elijah Moore, Bateman, T.Y. Hilton, Peoples-Jones. I'm going Godwin and A.J. Brown.
And I I can't go Godwin. Y'all know how I feel about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers receivers, unless it's Antonio Brown. They just try to. I don't know what they be doing there. Tom Brady just throws it to whoever he feels like it. But I would say AJ Brown and AJ Brown and Bateman. I don't want to say Elijah Moore. He's a good play, but it's close between Bateman and Elijah Moore. But I say AJ Brown and Bateman.
And then we got to play one for the flex, and so that's where I'd be going Bateman in this one.
And I would go Elijah Moore. Or Godwin. I'm not going to be disingenuous. I'll play Godwin as a flex now.
And Moore would be that next guy for me. So, I mean, I think we both like the same guys. It's just Bateman. We know that TD, he doesn't like Godwin that much. So he bumped him below Bateman, and I bumped Godwin above Bateman. It's really the difference. And Steven C, the Super Draft Pro commercial is so cringe. We're already telling them they need to get a new one that's a little bit a little bit more our style. Don't worry, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. And so it reminds me of those videos during the orientation for a warehouse job trying to hype hard labor.
I love it, Steven. You got the girls and stuff celebrating with the cars in Vegas with the party. Come on, man. They're having a good time.
We're going to have our own party in Vegas here pretty soon when we all start balling out. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Get ready. Get ready for that.
You guys don't
almost did come back home when I went to Vegas.
You guys don't want to see Sin City scot free, man.
I don't care if we have to kill someone.
I don't know if I want to see him anymore.
Yeah, Vegas is special, man. If any young man, if you single and you looking for an opportunity, that's where you should go. It's Vegas.
You know why too? Because Vegas is a place where people are of the mindset that they want to go there and do crazy Vegas shit.
There you go.
Woo!
Spend all my money.
You know what I mean? Like, listen, man.
Like steal a cop car.
Just in case certain people are watching, I'm proud to say that I am a one-woman man, and Vegas is not for me these days. But Vegas is the place to go.
I mean, Vegas is dope. You can doesn't matter what day or night, you can literally go wherever you want. I mean, everything's open all the time. Yep. I mean, you can get a drink, walk on the street, drink that drink. You could go downtown and just, literally no matter what time, day or night. I mean, the closer you are to the middle of the night, that's when the freaks fly a little bit higher.
You can burn.
And they got brothels.
Allegedly. And you know what's crazy is you know, when we were young and some of my homies getting married, you go bachelor party, go to Vegas, right? And I remember these motherfuckers wanted to go to the Bunny Ranch because shout out to Yuck Mouth, you know, we actually used to party with Yuck, you know what I mean? And he would always be like, you gotta go to that crazy, you gotta go to the Bunny Ranch. And so I never made it out there, but my dad, listen, my dad had a couple Bunny Ranch stories, right? And that's for another show, but you know, yes, it goes down, and it's scary because you have to drive out to the middle of the desert to these places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out in the middle of nowhere where everything's 1,000,000% legal, no matter what you're doing out there.
Air Force Amy.
Vegas, take my money.
And I'm an island boy, so with Amari, so I'm assuming this is with Amari Cooper out. Is that going to be bad for CD or that benefit him?
Beneficial because now you know he's the guy that's predominantly going to move around the formation. We like CD in the slot. You get all those cheap receptions that can go to the house because he's slam, right? And then this immediately puts Cedric Wilson into play too because he filled in nicely. And you know who else starts to get another?
Gallup
is Schultz. Schultz again.
Yep.
I think Schultz gets 7 to 8 targets in this game, and also Gallup. You know, I mean, I think it's gonna be fine. They're gonna be great, man. Yes, you roll out everybody from Dallas. We're gonna be fine. We got this dub.
And Life and Sports Talk with Jake says Penny is not going to be worth a penny. Trust me.
You know, maybe one of those new Fulos. Maybe he's worth a few of those.
Hey, I mean, those are just fractions of a penny right now. So at least those we know are on the rise. I can't say the same for Penny.
So maybe that's a bad comparison, right? But you know what? this is one thing you got to know about Pete Carroll. He really means what he says. So he is going to give this kid another opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when they drafted him in the back of the first round, it was because normally they trade out of the back of the first round and get another pick in the second round. And they still would have got Rashad Penny. But no one wanted to trade with them. So they're like, all right, we're going to get our guy here. You know what I mean? And if they got him in the second round or the third round, right, we're probably where he should have went, he wouldn't be on this team anymore. The fact that he was a first rounder, they picked up his 5th-year option.
And he's talented. The guy is talented. Remember when he played before Chris Carson got in there? He was killing. And the only reason why Chris Carson got an opportunity because Penny went down with that leg injury. If Penny doesn't go down with that leg injury, he's a 1,000, 1,500 yard rusher.
I'll do you one better. He missed the training camp his rookie year because he broke his finger. Okay. Right? So he missed the training camp. He still does he still was able to do drills and whatnot after the first 3 weeks. But he was far behind. Then he gets hurt in the preseason, and then it was like Chris Carson, pun intended, ran away with that job.
Mm-hmm.
Even Mike Davis showed up that year over Penny because Penny still just couldn't get right. And then Chris Carson gets hurt, and Mike Davis was the shit. Remember that?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I felt like, why doesn't it work with Penny? Any of these running backs will come in because Pete Carroll, he's going to give you enough work. But it just, when Penny needs more work. I mean, 10, 12 carries for 2 yards, that shit ain't shit. You know what I mean? He's not getting in no rhythm. You know what I mean?
He might get a green zone touch.
Yeah, or two, maybe a touch or two in the green zone.
Mm-hmm.
And praise the Most High, 777, love the name, said Elijah Moore or Terry McLaurin. I'm going to go Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin is safe play, but Elijah Moore is a special play. I got 3 special players. Elijah Moore is one of those special players, along with Justin Fields this week, where I'm thinking about playing Justin Fields over Tannehill just for the upside. I'm thinking about it. And Elijah Moore is one of those guys. But it's hard. I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to get too cute and do that over McLaurin right here. So I would just say go ahead and start McLaurin. This team is hot. Washington had a good win. I think they'll be fine.
You know,
and Martin C says, TD, who do I start? Wilson or Gibson? And let's go Cowboys.
See, you put me in the corner, and I'm gonna be genuine. I'm gonna say Wilson because he's getting all that workload. I love Gibson this week, but if since Mitchell is out, you got to go with Wilson.
Did they rule Mitchell out officially yet?
No, but it's doubtful. I just don't think a doubtful guy is going to play.
No, it's definitely going to happen. I'm just curious if
yeah, I understand. Yeah,
not officially, no.
Yeah, and but here's another thing too is they probably intend on running the ball 30 plus times.
Yep.
So and he's going to get a bulk of that. You know what I mean? And he'll probably catch a few balls too.
Yep, Trey Sermon to get a couple carries. He gets 5 or 6 carries, maybe more.
And then we'll see some Jermichael Hasty in there.
No, Jermichael Hasty is out.
Oh, he's out.
Vet me on that.
Hasty is out. Yes.
Wow. So Sermon is going to get some.
Yes, Sermon's going to get some carries. Yep.
Wow.
All right, and then let's see here. And then Matt L said 1.1 already. Damn, once you hit 1K, you grow fast, I guess.
Yes, sir. Yep. Thanks to my homie Hustler right there for the help, the little push he gave me. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all guys make sure you check out his content and stuff.
And we're going to be doing a lot more cross collabs, with everyone here, getting more shows going on all our channels. The whole goal is for all of us to get could you imagine, 10 of us, all having 1,000 each and, we're all going live to each other's channels and stuff. Everyone rocks with all of us, I mean, everyone's showing love who's following each of us. So we love it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And we got a super chat. TD, can you read this one out?
Shout out to my Chinese boy, Tiny Dingle. Steven, hey, you great, man. Do you get these off the internet or you come up with them yourself?
Yeah, that's what I do want to know. Are these you hear these, see these somewhere? Or are they all made by you?
Don't you say it. Don't ruin it.
And if you are gonna ruin it, just lie to us.
It's better that it's all him.
And prime time, should I trade Carter or Cooper for Gallup? No. Because I'm assuming you're getting Gallup and trading one of those away.
Hold on. I'll be right back. I gotta take this call.
Okay. Yep. Let's see. Oh, second take extra said Cowboys are gonna lose this week, guaranteed.
He just love them. That's all. That's all. He love them. He does. You know, a lot of the Cowboy fan people that hate, like Stephen A. Smith, he love the Cowboys, and that's second take. He really love them, and I get it, bro. I trust me. I get it. Thank you.
You know what I love about the Cowboys? People love to hear me talk about them one way or the other, whether it's me talking shit about them or whether it's me talking good about them. So I get to have fun, and people love to listen. So that's we'll always mix in some Cowboy talk because people love it. You either love them or you hate them. There's no in between.
Yeah.
For me, it's the fans, and like not you, not Stu, like nothing like that. It's always like fans from when I was younger. You know, the real annoying ones when we're like 10 years old, 12 years old. Like those ones stick with you forever.
Yeah, I used to be like that until I actually started getting into like fantasy football content and having to break down other teams and caring about other teams. And then I got out of all of that. But I used to be, hey, we can win in the Super Bowl. Yes, we're gonna win 5 in a row, bro. Yeah.
Richard, what up? Richard said Hawkinson or Cole Kmet this week. I'll go with Hawkinson and hope the backup does him some good.
I think Cole Kmet is fine, but you can't play him over Hawkinson. That's easy. It's an easy all day Hawkinson. But Cole Kmet is going to be a nice play, Richard. And I'm pretty sure you know that because Richard does know his football hustler.
Yep. I know I always see in here spitting the isms. And second take says, how long you think Mitchell is out because of the broken finger? I mean, shit, they're making it sound like he might play Sunday still, even though it sounds like crazy and we don't think he's going to play.
Day to day. After he might miss this week, but then he's definitely playing the next week, as long as he can hold on to the ball.
Yeah, it just needs to be functional enough for him to do it. You know, he's running the ball. He's not passing it. Bambo traded Fant for Marvin Jones and redraft. Tight end depth was Fant, Knox, and Gesicki. Yeah, it's all right. I don't really like Fant, so yeah, anything.
Yeah, Marvin Jones might. He's not the Trevor Lawrence type receiver, right? Not for a rookie. So I mean, I guess if you needed a tight end.
And Austin said, "Wait, if I have Collins, do I still need to grab Penny?" I wouldn't want both of them. I really wouldn't. I mean, I think Collins is going to be the guy, but I mean, the way Pete Carroll just loves to talk up his guys, so. I mean, it's some Pete Carroll talk either way.
Only if you got room, Austin. And reason why this is like if you got Aaron Jones stash AJ Dillon, right? We don't know if Collins healthy, he's all you need. But if something happened to Collins, Penny, everybody's gonna go after Penny. And if you already have him on your team, you don't have to do that. That's the only reason why I was talking about Penny. I'm not saying play Penny over Collins this week.
And let's see here. And David said, Kyler is truly a game time decision call. Yep. And they play at the second half of games. So is Tyrod startable in a pinch? I don't think so. You think so, TD?
Yes, I do. He was rusty last week. Hustler at the beginning of the season, he was killing. Like he
Damn
was
it. Bogard picked up. Bogard's a bastard. He picked up Rashad Penny and Trey Sermon.
He got been off the line to go get Trey Sermon. That's messed up.
Yeah, it's in a league where I'm really hurting at running backs too. But I got I got Ty Johnson and Ingram in there. Messed up though. Left some other people in who didn't. Yeah, left Jacoby Myers in there. Totally messed up on that. Yeah, playing in too many leagues. And my bad to cut you off. Just had to tell you about that.
No. You was great. You're good.
That's where Bogard went. He went to go make some pickups.
That's Bush League. You could tell him it's Bush League. What he doing? It's Bush League. But yeah, Houston. I think Tyrod is a startable in a pinch.
Titans have been good.
They've been great. They've been great.
But it's a divisional game, like you said.
Yeah.
These divisional games that come to play a little bit more. Emil, what up? Said Hollywood Brown playing this week. Yes, he is.
Yes.
Full go at practice. I think for everybody who missed it, I think that the Ravens are just like they're sick when people are ill. I think it's them just cutting down the practice days so no one gets hurt at practice, because that's the way you stop the injuries at practice. You cut down the practice days.
Yep. 100%.
And Adam Hargis said, I got to pick two between Uncle Lenny, Jacobs, and Ingram. Thoughts? I'm going with Lenny.
Yeah, Lenny and Lenny and Ingram. No, I'm going to go Lenny and Jacobs. Lenny and Jacobs.
I'm going to go Lenny and Jacobs too. I really don't like it. But Trevor Siemian and Ingram, I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
Javi, what up? Devonta Smith, Renfro, Mooney, Knox. I need three. So we're really just sitting one out of these guys.
That's it, Knox.
Yeah, I'm going to take the guys who are going to get more volume. And Life and Sports Talk with Jake, Hawk or the Muth? I'll go Muth.
If Big Ben was playing, I would go to Muth. But if Big Ben doesn't play, I'm going to go with Hawk.
Tim C, pick two. One this week and then one rest of season. So these are all defenses. So Arizona, Carolina, Chicago, Jacksonville, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Chargers, Rams, Washington, 49ers. I'm going the first two. So Carolina for this week, and then Arizona rest of season.
I guess, yeah, I got to go with that. Arizona rest of the season and Carolina.
There we go. Wait, we did that one. AK, Gronk or Schultz, week 11.
Schultz.
Facebook user, Ravens or the Saints D? I'll go with the Ravens.
I don't believe in the Ravens. I'm going to go Saints D.
Chandler said Penny, and Penny had a Heisman type of season at San Diego State. I mean, he was balling when he was there. That's for sure. And Stu said Penny is a glass man. Story always ends up hurt. Yeah.
Yep.
Has been so far. I'm an Island boy. What do y'all think about Bryan Edwards? Is he worth a pickup from McKissick? Depends on how bad you need wide receivers. I mean, I like them, but you see the Raiders, they're just going to be a little bit fluky.
I like Antonio Gibson, but he's volatile because he has a shin injury. So I wouldn't drop McKissick to pick up Bryan Edwards.
Yeah. Ah, nice. And Steven C said off the top of the dome. I like it. CXK. Who should I flex? Elijah Moore, Bateman, or Tony? Bateman.
Yep, Bateman.
G Mooney said F the Cowboys.
Yep. I appreciate that, bro. I know we great.
Brazy Brady in the building. What up, bro? What's going down? And Stu said Cowboys are coming hard. That Chiefs defense is trash. It's going to be a good game. Dallas 34, KC 28.
I like that score.
Austin, Standard League need a flex. Moore, Bateman. I'm going Bateman. Chandler, what up? Said Elijah Moore, Bateman, Jeff Wilson Jr. in the flex. I'll go Jeff Wilson Jr.
Jeff Wilson Jr. You never play wide receivers over a bell cow running back.
Yeah, so this is assuming Elijah Mitchell doesn't play, which we all think he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Antonio, what up?
Ask Antonio what he think about the trade. Tell him to put it in the chat.
Antonio, put it in the chat. What do you think of the trade with TD, the Keenan Allen for Tony straight up trade? We talked about that a little bit earlier. I don't know if you heard it. And it said, nice hustler on here. Whoop, whoop. Time for a shot or a hit. Let's get it. And Gretz Knowledge, what up? Said Debo or Robinson. I'm gonna go Debo.
I gotta trust him, and I gotta quit hating on Debo. I've been hating on him because he snatched chains. I can't hate on him no more.
He's killing it. Yep. He's killing it. And my man Steven Drake's good looking on the super chat, bro. I'm getting you the extra entry into that Darius Leonard signed jersey giveaway. Said need two, half PPR. Crowder, Ayuk, Gallup, Thielen. Man, this one's tough, but I'll go Gallup and Thielen.
I'm going to go with Thielen and Elijah Mitchell's there. Yeah, I guess I gotta go with Gallup and Thielen too. I love Thielen. Gallup, I'm a little iffy on. He's big to play dependent. But I do think will have an opportunity this game. And I think they do use his big play this week, especially with Amari being out.
Nice. And Antonio said, I love getting Allen. And he said, I missed it. I need to go back after the stream. We had a long debate about it. I can't remember at what point of the stream that it was. But yeah, just make sure you go check it out.
Do you think I should have got more? So the trade is already over. Do you think I should have got more for Keenan Allen? Or do you think we both won? Do you think it was a 50-50 even split? Or do you think you got the best of me? Or did I get the best of you? Or do you think it was even?
Yeah. And Antonio, would you have paid more to get Keenan Allen?
That's the question. It is.
Yeah. I said, I love getting Allen and not miss. I'll go back after the stream. I got to pair Allen with Herbert, so I love it. See, yeah, there you go.
That's what you was talking about, looking what he was going to have. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And Brazy Brady said, we smoking on that young Do-si-do batter. Yeah, there we go. Dab of the day. There we go. That's dope. And he said, yeah, I wanted to give you more. I was thinking of sending you a pick or two because I felt bad.
Okay. All right. I got to give it to you, Hustler. So if Tony smashed and beat Tyreek, do you still think I should have got more? Is that two different types? Is that two different conversations?
Well, so it's not what I think that the person's going to do. It's what I think that I can get for the trade.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah. And so no matter what Tony does, if I could have got a pick with it, it still would have been better to get more out of it. Right?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, for all we know, Tony could hit. He may not, and it could be based on an injury, not even based on. Keenan Allen could get hurt next year. We don't know. Like you said, we never know how it's going to go. So no matter how it works out and who does better and who does worse is irrelevant. I would have tried to get more.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I admit that because he said it.
Yeah. And I mean, I know Antonio. I know that he likes Keenan Allen. And then I didn't even in that league, I didn't go look at his team. But yeah, if he has Herbert, just like you said right there, he would have paid a little bit more. And just to pair him up with Herbert, he loves it.
Yeah. He just said, Bogard, that Antonio said he would have paid more. So no matter what happens with results, and it makes sense,
yeah,
he got more.
And
if Tony does what I want him to do, I'm still satisfied, but that's two different conversations. If I could have got a pick, hell yeah, I'm never going to tell nobody, no, don't give me all my money. I'll just take a little bit of it, right?
Well, all things considered, it's a great move on your part, because you're basing it on the youth. It's dynasty. You're 2-8, so now it starts, trying to get as much assets before trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
But you're doing it right.
Okay.
Anunya, put in the question again. It's tough to go backwards, so just put in the question again. We're doing our best to keep up. There's so many questions in here. We're trying, guys. We're trying. If nothing else, we're trying to be entertaining to you guys. But that's why you want to go get in on my Patreon, patreon.com/FFHustler420, or just go to fantasyfootballhustler.com. It's the top link there. TD, tell them where to go find you for the same type of stuff.
Yep, go to OnlyFans. No, I'm not taking off any clothes. It's fantasy football content, just like if you was watching stocks or whatever. So, guys, make sure you go over there and get subscribed over there for just $10 a month. That's all. And you're getting all your questions answered every day. You're just not waiting for a YouTube comment or me or putting a comment in and me getting back with you. So make sure you subscribe. And also you get Grandfather Clauston for $10 for life. Because as I grow, the value of my OnlyFans will change. So make sure you get in there early and get for that $10 a month.
Yeah.
And we love helping. This is literally like what we're both trying to do with like our time to be able to earn money, to be able to provide for our families, that kind of stuff. So the more you guys are supporting, the closer you get us. Well, I mean, I'm already living that dream. I know TD's working towards that, towards getting that way. So, yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the half-baked thing when he said, I'm trying to go to work and be like,
fuck you, fuck you. You're cool, and fuck you, I'm out. And look at what Brady said. You don't have to read it, but look at what he said. Can you read it, Bogard?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, and here we go. Sir Bong's helping out. Good looking. Said, need help today. Do I trade Terry and Ingram for DK and Keenan Allen? Or DK or Keenan Allen?
I'll probably go after DK if you're gonna make a move and there's nothing stopping you from making the move. I'm going for DK.
I would say hold off and make sure Russell Wilson finger is right. You don't want to get DK with a hurt finger, Russell Wilson, because they not going to sit him for no Geno, but just so he's just going to be out there. So I don't know. I don't know if I would go for DK right now. I will wait one more week.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, there's question marks for DK. I mean, there's not too many question marks for Keenan Allen anymore. I like him, but I mean, the upside of DK, that's what we like more than Allen. I mean, with Russell. So
my bad. This is not dynasty.
I'm assuming it's redraft. They didn't say dynasty. I'm assuming it's redraft.
Yeah, I like Keenan Allen, man. He's a solid floor. Like anything over 14 points for Keenan Allen in your lineup is just icing on the cake. You know what I mean? Because he's not going to be a big touchdown maker, but every now and then he'll fall into the end zone, and he's going to go, 9-10 receptions potentially every week. That's his potential.
Now, to me, in this trade, Ingram means nothing. I mean, he was someone you picked up off the waiver wire. So this is why I'm almost like just hold, because how much more valuable is Keenan Allen than Terry McLaurin right now? 5 points a game, 4 points a game.
Yeah.
I don't like McLaurin's rest of the schedule. Like he has Darius Slay twice. He has James Bradbury one more time. He has Diggs twice.
Yeah, so Terry McLaurin he has Darius Slay in week 15 and week 17. That's actually horrible.
Don't like it.
Yeah, trade him away for either one of them. Just do it now.
Rule of thumb. I do this every week. Every quarter, I should say, because the quarters aren't even, right? It goes this year. It's 5, 5, 4. We're on this last 4-week stretch of the fantasy season. It's imperative we look at rest of season when we make these decisions.
Hell yeah. All right.
I used the word imperative, and then in my head right now I was trying to spell.
Bogard, did you go pick up Trey Sermon?
Yeah, I did.
That's Bush League, man. That's Bush League.
Nah, I made it.
I'm just playing with you, man. Hustler told me you went and picked him up in a league that y'all was in together.
Yeah, well, I mean, I actually had to make a phone call, and while I was on the phone call, that phone call was only like a minute long, but I have 21 leagues, so the rest of the time I'm in there just grabbing Sermon and Penny everywhere.
No, I ain't mad at you. I'm laughing because I feel you. I would do the same thing.
Yeah, because I can't do it on the StreamYard. Well, I have the StreamYard on my phone, and normally, you know what I'm saying? I'd be on the computer right now, but you know what I mean? Like I gotta be able to run up and down in case the baby. You feel me? Hey, listen, you know what's crazy is like Trey Sermon's a guy. We didn't see anything that's impressive, right? I saw one game with volume, yards rushing, like 17 attempts. You know what I'm saying? But like it's a team that wants to run the ball 30 times. And if he starts looking hot, they're gonna go with him. Because here's the truth. We all know Jeff Wilson's the one who's gonna get the first shot at the big load. He didn't look that great last week though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's a volume play in a Niners offense. So as a speculative grab and a deeper league flex, I pick up Trey Sermon.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Dang, so it's pretty crazy. So my friend just he's in a Hustler Dynasty League. He was like, I just opened up Sleeper, and he was like, I saw your your videos there from YouTube.
Cool.
So in the Sleeper squads.
Hey, we need to explore that. You know my homie Sven?
Uh-huh.
So Sven went to college with one of the dudes that he's like an administrator at Sleeper. So like we got through the 6th degree of separation, we got someone that could tap us right into Sleeper Wire. Because Sven's podcast used to be on Sleeper Wire.
That's dope.
Yeah, like it was called Fantasy Fam. It was like him and a couple guys. They didn't do it last year, and they didn't pick up again this year either. But he has the line to them. You know what I mean?
So I'm trying to figure out where it's actually showing up because I want to brag about it to more people. That shit's pretty dope.
You know what I love is that like all like a lot of analysts that don't do the work for real, they just go to Sleeper and just take everything from Sleeper, and they're gonna see your shit on there and be like, oh shit. And you know what I mean, what I'm getting at.
Oh yeah, and I'll say, feel free to hate on me, motherfuckers, just for you right here. Fuck you.
Hey, you know what I call hate? Anytime someone hates and they want a reaction out of me, I just say thank you for the free promotion.
Yeah. Yep. Going just, I mean, you could go, I mean, who knows if they actually said it in real life or not, but in the movie, the Straight Outta Compton, when they're all protesting, they're like running over their CDs and all that type of shit and the tapes. And it's like, they can do whatever they want with those motherfuckers. They bought them.
For real though.
We don't care what you do. Support us, buy our merchandise, use them as toilet paper. We don't care. Go buy 10 of my shirts and use them as for your dogs, whatever. Pick up after your dogs with them. I don't care. Go buy all those shirts for it.
I never understood burning of the jerseys too. Like, oh, I hate this player. He left my team. Burn the jersey. I'll sell that jersey. Why are you burning the jersey?
Yeah, it makes no difference to anybody at that point except to make you feel good.
Shame on those people because that's probably not environmentally safe.
It's probably not. And if your version's better either way.
Yeah.
And Brazy Brady, he said, I love hearing a grown man plug his innocent OnlyFans. I laugh every time.
So true, though. He ain't out there with his John out. Like, hey, you know what's funny is real quick. Somebody asked me, this was after 2020. Like we were doing like a New Year's show. Someone was like, what can you sum up 2020 about? I said, COVID and that guy with his dick out. Bruh, there'd be so many fantasy alerts. Oh shit, Travis Kelce died. Click it. Dude, yes.
That shit was ridiculous. And Stu said, good luck this weekend. I gotta go. Sister and brother-in-law just got here. See y'all tomorrow. We'll see you there. So it's 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on the Joe Boo Sports Report. We'll make sure that we post the links on social media and everything. But I'm going to be on there. Bogart's going to be on there. TD's going to be on there. Stu's going to be on there. And then the host of the show, Mark, will be there as well.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and tell him, Antonio, he said that 420 crew shirt is fire. Check it all out and join the 420 crew. So you go to 420crew.org. Just go there and check it out. Like every little letter, it's like all joints. The whole like font is like, it's all joints. Like it's super dope. Go check it out. Super fire. Make sure you get that premium tee because that's the nice one. You want to, don't save the couple bucks. Go for the premium tee. Way better quality.
You get premium joint, right? And if you cut the sleeves off, you could actually roll weed with the material.
Tell them. Now that would be fire. I'm seeing all these new types of things and I want to start reaching out to them. All these weird gadgets and stuff, like the ones where it's like I've seen the sunglasses where you can take off like one of the things and it's like a pipe. Or like there's another one where you can take off the piece and it's like you can put a joint in there and it's like some random shit like that. Those are the type of people who need to be giving us money.
I call those the James Bond stoners. High-tech equipment.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let's see. Where did we leave off here? We're almost done. Almost out of here. A couple more questions. Sorry if we didn't get to your question. I'm doing a Q&A a little bit later. I know TD kind of takes Friday nights off. You doing a Q&A later?
Not tonight. Not tonight. I don't know. Depends on how I feel when I come back to the crib after I go out.
We know how TD's going to be feeling after he goes out tonight.
No money, baby.
Oh yeah, and King Yada. King Yada said Bogard is comedy. Oh yeah.
Hey, bro, I want to say something because every time I read that name, and I'm from the Bay, bro. And I just want to say for those, you saying it wrong. It's yara. You know what I'm saying? And that's also, and listen, yara, that's also slang term for the white girl.
And our man Stativelli, yep, he's down in he's in Arizona now, but he grew up in SoCal, so he's definitely living that Cali lifestyle.
Yara.
All right, let's see. Wait. Cali made, what up? PPR, start one. Elijah Moore, Marvin Jones Jr., Brian Edwards, Marcus Johnson. Elijah Moore.
I'm actually playing Marcus Johnson in the league, but I don't have Elijah Moore to play over him. So yeah, Elijah Moore.
I was gonna say because he's a nice play if you're looking for a streaming option. He's been playing all the snaps. He's what Julio Jones was supposed to be.
He's Julio Jones handcuff.
And he's a fine plug and play if you're in a pinch because the matchup says it. But Elijah Moore, you just keep rolling him out. Whenever a guy's going touchdown week to week, you just keep playing him until that shit burns out, bro.
Yep. It be like that sometimes.
For real, though. Like, look at Mo Alley Cox. He went 3 weeks, and then people played him for another 3 weeks after that, chasing it. They're like, I was like, the streak is over. You know, when it's over, it's over. You don't go another 2 games.
Yeah. That's like standing at the blackjack table after you already know shit's already going the wrong way. Get up and walk away.
Yeah. Switch tables or something. Get the fuck out of there.
And Austin said, if my receivers are A.J. Brown, Lamb, Bateman, Sanders, Elijah Moore, should I trade Emmanuel Sanders to get Jeff Wilson just for this week?
I probably don't do that because Manny Sanders is connected to Josh Allen, the Stallion. You know what I mean? And he's just been a cool WR2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Elijah Moore is with a great ass garbage time.
Wait, hold on. He said he's receiving Manny Sanders, or he's giving Manny Sanders away.
Right. Getting rid of Emmanuel Sanders to get Jeff Wilson, and it's mainly just for this week, he said.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yes, I would do it for Jeff Wilson. Hell yeah.
I don't know. Mitchell seems like he's still the guy when he comes back healthy. Like I wholeheartedly believe that.
Well, he's saying just for this week only. And so, Austin, give us tiny little bit more context behind. Like, do you literally need someone to plug in? Like, what's the reason for just for this week only? And that'll make or break my answer real quick.
I would say even without him putting the context, he said just for this week only. That means he probably needs a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he got and then he got Elijah Moore and Bateman. He don't need to hold on to Emmanuel Sanders. You got Elijah Moore, you got Bateman, you got Lamb. I think he got enough, even if he was to get rid of Emmanuel Sanders. I don't think he just give you enough. I think it's Diggs time. Long story short, it's Diggs time.
I like that. I like your version. Because I got a lot of digs. Let's go.
Let's see. Now.
Oh,
Rhino, should I drop Elijah Moore for Bateman? I'm feeling more confident in the Ravens offseason, rest of the season. So both of these guys are kind of the same to me, and I'm trying to get both of them somehow.
Yeah. There you go. I agree. I can't tell you to drop any one of those guys.
I want to know who else he has on his bench because I'd say go Bateman. Just don't drop Elijah Moore for him. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All right, let's see. Nick Von B said, what up, 420 crew? Puff, puff, pass, everyone. Let's get it. All right. And Matt L said, we all know Jordan is better than LeBron. I didn't even watch him play. Well, seeing, I mean, most people do. And but there's some people who, they get to believe it.
When the mafia will kill you, if you don't win, you become the greatest. You feel me? Yeah, Michael Jordan's the GOAT, bro. And, bro, he's already gonna transcend hundreds of years after him with them shoes, B.
Yeah.
People that have the original joints, I'm it's a big resale market, obviously, right? Another 20, 30 years down the road, those shoes are putting kids through college, bro.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And Chandler said, I watched a surgeon's video about Elijah Mitchell, and he thinks he will be out a couple weeks.
He might.
I know which video he's talking about. He's talking. Shout out to Jesse Morris, or Jesse Morrison, or whatever. I forget his name. Morris. That dude's awesome, legit doctor. And he was like, I don't know what he was like. When you know, it's funny. I just needed confirmation bias that I know Shanahan's a liar because he be lying, b.
Yeah, be lying about everything. And Austin said, sorry, my only other RBs are Najee and Gaskin this week. Can I trust Gaskin? Okay, so it's moving Emmanuel Sanders to bring over Wilson to play over Gaskin. So there's the context that we needed. And I'd say just hold.
Yeah.
Hey, go get that Wilson over Gaskin. Don't be lying on. I wouldn't rely on Gaskin. He hasn't
you're right.
enough to me.
Right, you're right. And I ain't gonna lie. There was a couple times this week I was looking at Salvon Ahmed like, man, I should pick him up.
Stash him just for a stash, right? Yeah, I agree.
He's finna get hurt. It just happens. Yep.
So I'm writing this down right now. Gaskin versus Wilson Jr. Just so I remember. We got to remember these big-time matchups of the week because there's these random plays where we're like dumpster diving. It's always cool to go back and see who was right and who was wrong.
It is.
Don, with Cooper out the next 2 weeks, how about Cedric? Hey, Mr. Wilson. Better go get him.
Yes, he's a flex play.
Yep. And, I mean, he's connected to Dak.
Yep.
Like, that's you know what I mean? And look at, you know what else is crazy? Tyron Smith coming back, so they're going to be able to run at command. That means Cedric Wilson is going to immediately jump into that Michael Gallup role where all his looks are going to be deep. Because now Michael Gallup gets the big boost, though, to be honest.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Hey, so have you guys heard about this sleeper squad shit? So I got invited in. So it's pretty much you have to get invited in by someone. I invited you guys in. But it looks like it's a place where Sleeper is going to start having like tournaments and stuff where people can like make money.
All right. So wait, where do I accept this invite?
I don't know. Just go on Sleeper and look at your notifications.
Okay.
What time?
And who knows? You might not get it. What?
What time the basketball game start tonight?
Ooh.
7.
Is it 7?
Oh no, 7.
Good call, TD. Good call. Let's check it out right now. I'm pulling it up.
What are you? East Coast time, right? I think it's 9 o'clock your time.
We got 15 minutes to get these lineups in, so we got to go get these lineups in right now.
Let's get out of here.
All right, we're out of here, guys. We'll see you back here later tonight on my channel, tomorrow as well. TD, tell everyone where to find you at on the way out.
Guys, look, you can go to any social media platform. Also, you can go into the description link of any of my videos or some of these lives that me and Hustler do, and you can find me on any social media platform. Fantasy Good Sports with no space. Also, go subscribe to my OnlyFans. And as I always say, I'm not taking off clothes. I'm doing fantasy football content. So let your wife know that and go and subscribe to my channel for only $10 a month. And listen, you're going to be grandfather Claus in for life. So as I grow and get a lot more value, more questions, I'm going to have to raise that price. So if you subscribe now, you get for $10 a month, and you don't have to worry about that price raise.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife. Bogard, tell them where to find you at.
Hey, you can find me at the GMM Network. You can subscribe to the GMM Network on YouTube. Been thinking about starting an OnlyFans myself, and spoiler alert, I will be taking my clothes off.
Oh boy, that boy crazy, man.
You're a savage. All right, we'll see you guys back here in a few hours. I don't even know exactly what time we're starting. Just make sure you're tapped in, turn on all the notifications. We'll be back. Peace out, everybody, and see you tomorrow on the Joe Boo Sports Report. Peace.
Peace.